They were my best friends growing up.
From Black Can.
And I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared too.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
Hello there.
They were my best friends growing up.
from Black Can.
And I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared too.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
Hello there.
They were my best friends growing up.
from Black Can.
And I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared too.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
Hello there.
They were my best friends growing up.
from Black Can.
And I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared too.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
Hello there.
They were my best friends growing up.
from Black Can.
And I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared too.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
Hello there.
They were my best friends growing up.
from Black Can.
And I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared too.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
Hello there.
Welcome to Tabletop Topics. I'm your host, Jeff.
And of course, Jeff, guys, if you want to catch and watch our ugly mugs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and now YouTube Music. We also have our YouTube channel, one word, Tabletop Topics, our Triple T's Clips channel, and our TikTok. So if you click on the link, it'll take you directly to the episodes, and of course, we have timestamps so you can navigate throughout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and of course, leave us a comment. Again, guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah. Snot ain't got no worms for us, bro.
Nah,
She
she's
said
like, you late as fuck.
Say you late as fuck.
Not only
bro.
did you not show up on Tuesday,
Step K, yeah. CC. Welcome.
Cece's like, I
welcome.
finally made it before
Right.
you guys
No.
ended it.
See, here's the thing. It's because we were late. She made it on time.
Oh, man.
Yeah. How does it feel to be with the group?
Right?
I feel
She's like, it's been a minute.
Smoke!
What it do?
What it do, Negro? What's good, man?
Mode. That's what's good. I
He said,
got my Mimo glasses on. What you talking about?
he got. Wait, are those new,
Hell no, bro. I've had it for a while.
bro? You been geeking it?
Geeking it.
You been geeking it for these?
You been geeking it.
for all these years, man.
All these years.
He especially wore them for them exams, bro. He said, I need to focus.
I'm telling you.
He said, brain blast, nigga.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
we
what's
love
like?
it. We love it. We love it. So, Smoke,
What's up?
what you got for us today, man? You know it's pretty. It's spooky season.
Yeah.
We dead in the middle of spooky season.
We got 2 more weeks left.
Got 2 more weeks left,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you got something spooky in store for us, man. We know you the king of spooky reactions because you be playing them horror ass games, bro. So I know you know what spooky is.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know what spooky is.
Well, that's the thing, though. You know, when we tried it, what, a year ago? 2 years ago?
Word.
Yeah. No, this was last year. We did it last time.
First of all, fuck new stuff before they goddamn copyright, and I mean that.
Oh, copyrighted our shit, bro. Nah,
Right.
that was crazy.
Yeah, so he never responded, and then when he finally responded, which was after we did the video, it was like, oh no, we don't let people use our videos
Now,
anymore.
was it like immediately after, or was it like months later?
No, I think it was a week late, a week or two later.
A week or two later.
Yeah, because after we did the video, a week or two later, Vic is like, "Oh yeah, he finally hit me up," and he's like, "No, we can't use this video," even though when we checked online, like all other people use this video, and I'm like, Vic, everybody has that fair use thing on YouTube. Nobody requests permission to use a video.
I felt like that was fair use, right?
Yeah, because we kept
It was.
pausing in commentary, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, as long as we pause the video, do commentary, talk about it, do stuff like that, break it down, not just stay silent for like 10, 15 minutes, we're fine.
Nigga, I be seeing motherfuckers stay silent.
Well, yeah,
for a
but
whole
they
hour,
probably get their shit,
Okay,
not
yeah.
demonetized, but they probably don't get any money from it because they don't say anything. You get what I'm saying? Because YouTube has this new thing
Nah,
where
there's loopholes. Come on, man. There's loopholes. Let's not act like everyone's freaking using the honor system. I've seen so many people just sit in front of a screen, or sometimes they'll even like stitch old videos they did.
yeah.
Like it's a new reaction. I'm just like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Oh yeah, they'll
Yeah.
just replay
Yeah,
so they can re-get the views and all that.
Yeah,
shit
but
like
that was whack. That was whack. We reacted to the video, and we tried to be courteous, hit him up.
Snot said, "Smoke's audio coming through the ghost of that mixer that died on Tuesday." Is it that bad?
I just don't know.
Is smoke coming out?
I can hear smoke pretty decent. Let me say something.
Kill myself.
He's probably coming out muffled.
Muffled. Which mic you using, Smoke?
The same one.
Well, because I see you got a headset mic too. Oh, Bruce's wide body is blocking it. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, he's coming out like he's muffled a little bit. Oh, that came off.
Wham. You can fuck with the mic settings
Oh, to like clear him up a little bit.
type shit. Type shit, because it has that whole down or with the compression or something like that.
Yeah.
The audio compression.
Mm-hmm.
Snot says introduce the chat before the guest as it should be.
Well, Smoke's a regular. He ain't no guest no more.
That's what I'm saying. Smoke's part
Yeah.
of the team.
Yeah, Smoke's a regular.
You gotta say it, bro. I was here behind the scenes before there was scenes. I've been here before you. Not know your place.
Said know your role. Said know your role.
All right, let's get into.
Let's hop into it.
Yeah, let's hop into it. Smoke, what you got for us today, man?
Well, figure since we did ghost reactions and everything
Yeah, he's
last
coming
year, I figured this year we'll sit here and listen to
Was this like ghost stories or something?
the things that people have seen type
out.
shit.
Can he fix the mic on his end?
Hold up.
Hey, Smoke, you gotta fix your audio, bro. You're coming out. You're going in and out, like muffled. You're going. In and
Hold
out.
up.
Gotta clear it up.
There we go. Oh, no.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you.
All right. Perfect.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Wow! Look at that! Yay! All right.
I'll be forgetting. I gotta exchange up everything. One moment it's this headset, then it's the camera, then it's this bunch of shit.
I got you. All right, that's way better. Way better.
But
Yes, sir.
today, Snot knows who it is. We're gonna be reacting to some Mr. Ballin stuff.
Mhm.
Me and her are both fans of the channel, so she's more than likely seen
Mr.
it.
Ballin?
Yep.
Mr. Ballin. Okay. Forest Horror Story. I don't know. This seemed like some mayonnaise activities. Forest Horror Edition. That's
Mayonnaise
crazy.
activities.
That's crazy.
Oh shit.
Forest Horror. What? In the woods? At night? What? By
Oh,
yourself?
CC says, I thought I was a regular. Snot says, man, if I could make out whatever roast he said about me, my feelings would probably be hurt. And then Snot says, it's doable.
She said, bare minimum. You
Bare
just
min.
passed the bar. I'm dead.
Outro days too. What the fuck?
Yes, sir.
But y'all can press play whenever. Do I have to press play, or is it shared? I don't.
Does it work? Does it? I think it's share play, but it might be able to play when you press play. But I could press play if you want me to press play. All right, let's press play.
Of collection of stories, the forest/camping vibes, and people loved it. So this is part 2. If you want part 1, it'll be posted.
Be posted with commercials.
But before we get into today's 5 stories, if you're a fan of The Strange, Dark, and Mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once a week. So if that's of interest to you, please change the like button's ringtone to fart sounds, and then call them repeatedly when they're in church. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. Okay, let's get into today's stories.
Mr. Ballin.
Yeah.
That's a dope ass name. Pinch.
In the summer of 2013, a young woman named Katie and her father decided to go camping at one of their favorite campgrounds in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Katie loved going camping with her father because he was this
Her name
totally
Katie. You already know
accomplished
this ain't gonna be
outdoorsman.
right.
Wait, I thought Nevada was desert.
Some areas.
So they be having like snowy mountain caps and shit.
Some
And
deserts.
he used to be a wilderness guide for much of his life, and so she just always felt like she was in great hands whenever she was out in the wild with him, and she had kind of become a fairly accomplished outdoorswoman herself. When they arrived at the campground, the parking lot was packed with cars, and they're like, shoot, I wish we'd called ahead a couple weeks ago and reserved a site because they're probably not even available now. But they went to the front desk and they were like, you're in luck, we have one available, but it's the one that's way over there. It was this one campsite that was kind of isolated from the rest of the campground. It was far away from the bathhouse, it was far away from where you'd go swimming, and it was far away from the parking lot. It was just like really inconvenient. And whenever they came camping here, it was like the one site they didn't want to use. But beggars can't be choosers. They were happy to even have a site, and so they drove all the way down this little road. And
At least
Beggars can't be choosers. I go home.
Bad, nah.
That's how we do it.
No, 50% off, bitch. What you
50%.
mean?
Fuck 50% off.
50%. He said,
Look, listen here.
inconvenient,
Listen here.
motherfucker. What the
50%
hell?
off or your life.
Inconvenient.
Listen here, sir.
You don't even know you're gonna lose your life.
50% off.
At the moment, you
Look,
want that
okay,
fucking
so
discount.
understand this. If they go every single year and nobody wants to use that campsite, that's for a reason.
Give me 50% off.
No, go home.
What the fuck?
50% off. Go home.
Okay. You have to put yourself in their shoes. They don't know why it's not being used.
But they don't want to use it.
Shit. I ain't gotta do shit. What the fuck? No
Give
Peter.
me
Be black and
discount.
die.
Sweeten the deal. At least give me a reason to put my life in danger, you know?
What?
I'm just saying.
50% off?
It's very
I'll
get the
isolated
fuck outta here.
campsite, kind of in the middle of this forest. Once they got there, they began setting up their respective tents because they were not going to be staying in the same tent. They
Oh,
each had
Jesus
these
Christ.
very small backpacking tents, which were so small that you could either zip it up all the way and stay warmer and more protected, but you had to sleep in a ball because your legs would not fit otherwise. Or you could unzip the front of your tent, and when you lay down, you could extend your legs fully, but
Sorry,
your
Smoke,
legs
ain't
are
got no
protruding
tent for
outside
your
of your
big
tent.
ass,
So you could only do
Why
that
would I do that?
in warmer weather, and if you were comfortable having your legs
Smoke, you
poking
can't
out
go
into the
camping,
wilderness.
bro.
After they set up their tents and they get their
know how to
coolers
live.
set up and they have all their stuff kind of the way they want it, they go out hiking for the rest of the day. When they come back, they're totally exhausted, they fall asleep, and nothing of note occurs over that first night. The next day they get up, they go back out, they go hiking all day all over again, and they come back that night and they are totally exhausted again. And they get into their tents and they go to bed. And this night, something of note would happen. At about 3 a.m., Katie wakes up and she hears footsteps walking towards the campsite from a little ways off. They're in the woods somewhere.
And then I started shooting. What the fuck? I heard footsteps and started shooting, officer. What the fuck? It was a coyote. This Nevada.
That's real.
What the hell? It was a bipedal coyote.
Oh man, that's crazy.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
We got chimeras out here, nigga.
What the fuck?
Thinking, okay,
That nigga went
it's gotta
straight
be
to
my father
chimeras.
because He's diabetic, and every night he gets up to go to the bathroom maybe 3-4 times, and he probably was just walking to the bathhouse, and now he's walking back. But she realizes the bathhouse is over here, not over here. So what is he doing walking towards the campsite from this side? The footsteps come out of the tree line. They come into the clearing that is their campsite.
hate y'all,
and they
bro.
stop
What the
about 2-3 meters outside of Katie's tent. Now there were no
We can't be
windows.
shit serious, bro.
Wait. First of all, I love how this nigga put the calculation of 2-3 meters, bro. Approximately for you Americans.
The footsteps come out of the tree line. They come into the clearing that is their campsite, and they stop about 2-3 meters outside of.
That guys, that is 6.6 to 9.8 feet.
Katie's tent. Now there were no windows on Katie's backpack tent. There was just little vents at the front and the back that kind of pointed down, and so she couldn't see out anyways. And there was no illumination out, so you can't even.
Why would you want to see?
It's just total darkness out there. She can't see who's out there. She can only hear them. But she's thinking, okay, maybe my dad got lost coming back from the bathhouse because he didn't have a flashlight and he walked too far. That's possible. Or, you know, he could have decided to relieve himself just in the tree line, even though he's not known to do that. He's a guy that goes to the bathhouse. And so she's running through these scenarios that are convincing her.
Your father dead, bitch. I'm sorry. What the fuck are we talking about?
Skinwalker. That's it. No, Skinwalker.
You what?
Hell nah, bro. What the fuck are we talking
Skinwalker.
about?
Wait, how long has it been since she heard the footsteps? Did they say?
I don't know.
Nah, that's spooky word. That's spooky fucking word.
Nah, fuck that shit, bro.
Your daddy dead. But that's the thing, though. You're not thinking, though, that your dad's dead, though.
Odin!
You know what I'm saying? Odin!
What's going on, Odin?
Let me read a couple of these comments. Triple T, no, you hang up first. No, you press play first. Snot says, Nevada is near California border where Yosemite is. And then, of course, Odin came in.
Bald heads in the chat.
Bald heads in the chat.
We love it.
Thank you for joining. We're doing reactions today, courtesy by Smoke. So,
Aboard Smoke.
Yep.
Yes, sir. We love it. We love it.
That, oh, that's just my dad. But what she really wants to hear is that person walk away from her tent and get into her father's tent, because that will confirm in her mind that that was her father. And so she's sitting here waiting for that confirmation, and she hears the footsteps again, but instead of walking around her tent to her father's tent, this person walks right up against her tent very quickly. And they clearly begin leaning over her little tiny tent because she can hear them breathe.
Nigga, then I started shooting!
Immediately.
And then I start shooting! What are we talking about? What the fuck?
yep.
Ain't no, it's a prank, bro. Ain't no pranks out
I'll be
here.
like, I
nigga.
bought my semi-automatic. I brought my semi-automatic for fishing.
That's crazy. Wait, okay, real quick. Is it illegal to take a gun on the camping ground?
In Florida, it's open carry, so you can take it
Right,
wherever you
that's
want.
what I'm saying.
That's
That's what I'm saying.
what they're talking about, bro. It's about Nevada. We don't know the damn laws over there. What the fuck are we talking about?
They ain't got them.
So Florida law goes with me wherever state I go.
That's what I'm saying. Here's
no,
my
that's
Florida
real.
ID. Yep.
That's real.
Here's my freedom to carry ID. What the fuck?
America.
That's crazy.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Breathing right above her. And this is when she realizes that's not my dad. And as she's having this
ASMR
terrible
all over her
revelation that
tent.
some stranger is outside her tent right now, she has an even worse revelation. It was a warm night that night, so she was sleeping with her tent unzipped and her legs poking out the end. She musters the courage to begin slowly retracting her legs back inside of her.
Sorry, it wouldn't be me. I'm sorry. I'm still fucking paranoid over this shit. Fuck the book. Everything's getting immediately. Fuck that. Holes everywhere. Fuck that. I'm not about none of this shit.
Nigga. First of all,
Skinwalker.
you don't piss
It
me
don't
off,
matter.
dog. Hold on. You don't piss me off, dog.
That she left the
The
tent open the whole
nigga's
time.
leaning over your tent, and for some reason, oh, he's not gonna see me bring my feet inside. What does that even mean? You said the tent was so small you had to ball up, nigga. He already see the feet. He already see your damn piglets, nigga. What the fuck? That's crazy. You're done. You're dumb. The fact that you're still waiting, trying to play fucking Scooby-Doo. Use your 5 senses to decode who the hell this damn crypt walker is. You know what I'm saying? Hovering over your tent.
No, that's
I
crazy.
would have been gone.
That's crazy.
Sorry, Dad. What? That's crazy.
Nah,
Every
bro.
human
Dad is
being.
already dead. What you talking about?
Dad been dead. Yeah, that's
Nope.
what I'm saying. Dad been dead. That's what I'm saying. Nah, that's crazy. You did all that. You waited for that motherfucker to get to your tent. I would have been ran. I would have been running.
No, that's crazy.
Before
But before
you're
she's able
absolutely
to
right.
do that, this person stands up, turns, and starts walking towards the base of her tent where her legs are. She's completely frozen and terrified about what's about to happen. But this person doesn't stop at her feet. They keep moving and in fact start circling her tent. But because they were making a lot of noise and walking around her, it allowed her to pull her legs back into it.
What a dick. Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
He pulled his legs.
I'm
back
sorry.
in.
But I carry my gun with me at all fucking times with extra mags. I'm telling you, it's spraying everywhere. Nah, bro, nah, hell no.
That's what I'm saying.
Dad, sorry, these bullets rated E for everyone. If you get hit, that's because
crazy.
It would not be
Boy,
me.
that tent would have looked like my favorite 3rd grade pair of underwear.
Nah,
nigga.
man.
What the fuck? Straight Swiss cheese. In
It's
that
like
motherfucker.
when we used to live at home with Mom. She has a neighbor named Dave. When we'd be outside the backyard at night, because we knew he was he carried, so he'd be like, "Who is this?" And then we'd have to say our name, or he'd start shooting.
Yeah, we would always announce. He's like, if you don't say your name, I'm shooting. Like, if you don't say your fucking name, I'm shooting.
Nah, bro, that's crazy.
No, I don't know why she waited that long. That's weird. I don't know. That's weird to me.
White
Like, you
people
would stay
activity.
in the tent.
Well, again, too, like they said, they've never been in that spot before. On top of that, I'm guessing she's never been in a serious situation like that too. So of course she's
I
like,
feel that. You
actually
freeze.
scared, and then she doesn't know if her dad's alive or not. So she might. The thought process is, I'm by myself. My dad's probably dead.
Jeff, are you leaving me?
We're not gonna be in the situation.
Wait. Are you leaving me?
No, nigga. Fuck.
No.
You're not
No.
leaving. Whoa,
No.
Jeff, are you leaving me?
No, I'm not leaving. That's the worst part. That's the worst part. Because remember what happened to Bruce when he ran into the woods. What did I do?
Ran after
I ran right after that. Now I'm like, if I die, I'm killing you.
But that's crazy. Like,
Nah, Jeff,
if it
what
was
happened
me,
though? What actually
have to-
happened? Mhm.
I'd live to tell your story. I'd be
No,
like,
I literally ran into the woods after Bruce and fucked up my knee because this dumbass dog, pardon me,
And what happened?
tried to, huh?
What
And then
exactly happened? Tell me
That's
the entire
exactly what
story.
happened.
He ran into the woods and then came back 30 minutes later. He said my knees hurt. I was like, what the fuck did Chupacabra had to do?
Skinwalker. Jeff's been gone for 6 months.
I'm dead. Not the Skinwalker, Jeff. You call him the foreskin walker.
Hey, yo.
Hey, that's wild as fuck. What the fuck? That's when I went 2-0 against the Butch.
That's a crazy statement.
Crazy statement. Jeff came on. He said, bro, rub some Bengay on my knees.
Her tent without, this person hearing her. And so she had the illusion of safety being inside the tent. But her
man.
tent is still unsafe. So
That's crazy work. That's crazy work.
That nigga said Ben Gay.
That's crazy fucking work.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
wild. That's a wild statement, Jeff.
she's
Crazy
waiting
word.
for this person to
That
come
nigga
around
said
and
icy
crouch
hot.
down and look inside of her tent because it's open. And so she's just looking down there hoping that doesn't happen. But unfortunately, right at this moment, the person walked to the base of her tent and came to a stop, right outside where the opening to the tent is. And so she's sitting there thinking, please don't come in here, please don't come in here, please don't come in
No,
here.
tackle that
And
nigga.
even though her feet are pulled up into her tent, she suddenly feels something pinch her foot, and she knows it's a hand. Something has grabbed my foot. And she stifles a scream, and she starts shaking uncontrollably because her instincts are telling her, don't let this person know you're awake. And luckily, as she's sitting there shaking from fear and trying to be quiet as best as she can, she's holding her mouth. This person stands back up again and goes back to the spot next to her tent and leans over the tent once again, and she can hear them breathing right over her. And so for several minutes, she lay there shaking with this random person who pinched her foot a minute ago hovering over her tent in the middle of the night, and she has nothing she can do. And she's just quiet. She's hoping it's going to end soon. And eventually this person would turn around and walk over to their cooler and their table and some other things that were out. And she hears some rummaging going on. Some things are being moved around. And then this person just kind of walks off.
That's some disrespectful ass shit. Not only are you gonna fucking terrorize me, but then you're
That's
gonna
what I'm
shit. Eat my shit. It's crazy.
Oh man, Odin said, "Toot it up, toot it up, toot it up."
Crazy.
Odin said, "Toot it up." That is disrespectful though. It's like you now at that point you're just torturing me. Like at that point,
you're menacing me. What the fuck?
Menacing
That's
me.
why.
I'm calling.
No. See, this is how I look at it, bro. You just got done tormenting me, even though it wouldn't be me in the beginning. But that's the point.
Right.
But then you find it so disrespectfully to eat my food. I can't even get a minute.
Wait, he ate her food?
Like,
Wait, was it a homeless nigga? It was probably a homeless motherfucker who walked into who stumbled.
he would have been one of the homeless motherfucker in the woods with cheese.
Nah.
This bitch. Hell nah, bro. Wouldn't be me.
See, CC said they pinched her foot. Maybe they were saying hello. Oh man, that's great. Damn, Bruce all up in the camera.
Welcome back, Brucey Bruce. I'm glad to have you here.
That's crazy.
And just kind
Crazy
of walks
word.
off into the distance. But she doesn't know if they're gone. She doesn't know if they're standing in the edge of the tree line waiting for her to come outside. Maybe they laid a trap for her. And so she just lays there, silent, doesn't move, and she's praying to herself, please don't let anything happen to me or my father.
She prayed to herself.
She found God.
You what?
I bet she
You
did.
prayed to yourself. You prayed to yourself.
That's what happens when
What?
when you're about to die. You believe, huh?
You believe in yourself.
You-
You prayed to herself. What's she finna do?
she gonna save herself.
All night
From
she's just
herself.
laying there.
Yo,
And then
dude,
eventually
what you
she
talk
does
about?
fall asleep. Probably hours go by, but she does fall asleep because she wakes up again when she hears her father unzipping his tent, and she charges out to meet him.
The father ain't shit. But he's
That's crazy. Yo, fuck you, Dad. Fuck you, Dad. Yo, that's crazy.
That's
What the fuck, you Snorlax ass bitch? You didn't hear that nigga trudging around my tent? Fuck you.
That's diabolical.
Fuck you, Dad.
No, that's
Fuck
diabolical.
you, Dad. What the fuck?
Bro.
That's crazy.
No,
I'm
that-
reporting you.
Bro, because like, first of all, I gotta disown you as my father now. Because
That's crazy.
would have been just listening.
I was in danger. That close to you.
That's crazy.
No, that's
work.
No, that's diabolical.
Nah,
That's
bro. I'm in
diabolical.
danger that close to you, bro, and you
Yeah.
just
But
straight.
If you look at
stone.
it from his perspective, he's like, I can always make another one of you. Fuck you, bro. I love me. What the fuck? And
That's crazy word.
No, that's diabolical. Bro.
That's
That's
crazy
diabolical.
word.
CC says, Bruce, I miss Bruce more than the Jeffs.
Damn.
Well, goodbye, Bruce Cam.
Well, I guess CC ain't coming for the Christmas episode.
Thanks to CC, no more Bruce Cam. Bruce is banned for the rest of forever.
No Bruce merch. No Bruce merch.
No Bruce merch. Nothing. All right, guys. We'll see you never. This is the last episode.
Yep.
Of
That's
CC.
what I really want to say.
CC got Triple T canceled.
Canceled.
No, I'm kidding, y'all. I'm kidding. Welcome back, Bruce. We missed you. We missed you. All right, let's hop back in.
And she can tell right away that he's scared. And before she can even say or begin to describe what's happened to her, he says, were you outside your tent last night at about 2, 3 in the morning? Because I heard all sorts of commotion near our cooler. I wasn't sure if it was an
Ain't shit, like I said.
Bitch ass.
What the fuck?
Dad's like,
was-
no. You know what happened, right?
He said-
you know what happened, right? No, hold on, pause. You know what happened, right? You know what Dad said? I'll just make another one.
That's real.
Crazy.
That's
That
crazy.
he fake slept through
Yep.
that whole
He's
shit.
like,
That's crazy.
I'll just make another one. No, just like Invincible. Just like
Bitch-ass dad,
just
bro.
like Invincible. He's like, I'll just make another one. I live for 1,000 years.
Bitch ass dad, bro. That's crazy. That's
So,
crazy.
wait, is that W or L dad vibes, bro? Like,
L
what are we
dad.
talking about?
Bro, the bar is in hell, and he takes up both of those L's, bro. What the
Damn,
fuck?
nigga,
That creates a W. That creates a W.
Absolute. what
That's
the
crazy
fuck?
work.
What the fuck? That nigga's what the fuck?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Animal. I
Diabolical.
wasn't sure if it was you. And she starts telling him, no, this is what happened to me. And as she's describing what happened to her, he looks behind her at the picnic table, which was next to their cooler, and they had their backpacks on it. Basically anything that didn't fit in their tents they kept near this picnic table. And he points at it. And she turns around, and any item that was in the cooler or in their backpacks or that was just out has been stacked in a pyramid formation on this table. Clearly, the guy who was here last night did this for some reason they don't understand. And as they go over to look at it to see if anything's been taken, they notice this track of footprints, like these heavy footprints that have been going around and around Katie's tent. So she clearly wasn't imagining it. And so that instant, they packed everything up, got in their car, and they left. And to this day, they can barely talk about it with each other because of all the things that could have happened.
First of all, she has a fucking relationship with her father I will never have.
No, that's actually crazy.
This nigga immediately, bro.
That shit what?
Yeah.
That's
Crazy work. And
That's crazy.
damn, son,
No,
that's
that-
actually true. What the fuck?
Wait, that's a real story? That's a true story?
No, it's not like I heard noises near your tent, and I said better her than me.
Yep, that's what she said in the comments.
Oh,
That's what she said in the
man.
comments. No, that's crazy. But that's why when my brother's like 50% off, 50%, we ain't there.
Nah, 50%
we
off,
if
nigga.
if nobody
I'ma be terrorized
listen here. If
for full price.
if nobody ever camps there, why would I be that one? Why would I be the risk taker to camp there?
50% off.
That
This motherfucker's
shit.
going by himself, bro. Nah, bro.
At least you got the camp, so there's that 50% you paid.
Yeah.
You got the camp. It's not the one
Yeah,
you
and
wanted.
then you wind up like the motherfuckers on the what the hell's the name? The ritual stuck to the fucking tree.
Oh yeah, he watched it. Yeah.
Yo, straight spread
Hey,
butterfly
no,
on
hold
the
on,
fucking
hold on.
tree. Nigga,
Smoke,
dad, bro.
hold on, Smoke. I gotta ask you something. In the ritual, would you have taken the shortcut, or would you just walk back the long way?
Real shit.
Real shit.
Would you have taken the shortcut?
I would never been there.
Because your friend. Because remember,
Yeah, but it's Nordic. It's Nordic.
it's Nordic.
Yeah.
That's your
I don't know what
territory.
it is. First, okay, you know what, in all honesty, cool. We'll go with the short route at first. I'm gonna tell you why. It seems more convenient. But the moment we see this abandoned ass cabin here, I'm turning back around.
But here's the thing, though. You remember the thing in the ritual was like fucking with their space.
Because they took the shortcut.
They
though.
took the shortcut, so they were in its territory.
Yes,
so
it
it was
just kept
literally
spinning.
It was spinning them around.
in
This
the
is the
forest.
thing, though. You saw the fucking markings. Now, me personally, I already know what the fuck these markings
The
mean.
moment you saw the mark, you turned around. But your boy is injured. Your boy can't walk on his.
Every man for himself.
He's like,
this motherfucker better get a branch just on the floor and keep with me, bro. Otherwise, hey man, I would get
nah, Smoke's like, I'm sorry. We put down sick dogs. I'm sorry, best friend. What the fuck?
bro. What are we talking about? I'm sorry, bro. I tell you what, after you fucking win swinging. What the fuck? No, ain't gonna be me. Nope.
Work.
Yeah.
Spooky work.
Yeah.
Nope.
Read comments.
Spooky activity. Cece says, but no, I love you, Jeffs. It was me. I did those tracks. No gaslight, Katie. She didn't see anything. Dang, Cece, you really evil. High ranking. Elvira!
I would live to tell a story. That's real.
Elvira
That's
said,
real.
I would live to tell the story because I'm a witness.
Listen.
I would-
Okay, Elvira, we wouldn't be there.
That's real.
We're
Don't be there.
we're minorities. Okay,
Right, don't be there.
minorities live for that specific reason. The only time minorities die was when they're with a Caucasian male or Caucasian female. Other than that,
Caucasian women.
partaking in. Caucastic activities.
when we partake in Caucastic activities, we end up dying first. We don't do that. This is why we survive.
I don't deny that going on a hike, I probably would do that shit. But going in, no. Hell no.
But see, this
crazy
the
word.
thing, Vic. When we take hikes, we take it at full sun, not in the morning.
Yeah, we're back to the fucking lodge by 5 p.m.
Yeah, but
We're not even risking twilight or sunset.
No.
None of that shit.
What?
That's real.
What 5 p.m. What the
That's
fuck?
real. I can't even deny that. That's real. What the fuck I look like? Nope.
That's crazy. I don't know what trees look like at night because I ain't outside. What the fuck?
Exactly.
What the hell?
What is that?
I
don't know what
that?
it is.
Night don't exist. I'm in my bed by then. What?
Strongly beg to differ. I have a video of your ass coming out of the darkness in your backyard, bro, and there's nothing but trees. What are we talking about?
This straight. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see nothing because I don't go outside.
I
stand at the door with my flashlight and Bruce goes exploring.
Yeah. See, Elvira. Look what Elvira said. She's like,
right, could never be me.
Yeah.
White activity. Snot says, yeah, this is why I said Jeff and I could hang out after work when he was getting transferred. He said, stop, nah. He said, stop, nah.
Oh man, Caucastic
Nah,
activity.
you sound like you want to explore some abandoned shit.
No, I'm like I said, as soon as it starts to get darker than me, I'm inside.
I'm inside. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just saying. Like I said, that's how come. Like all the horror movies that I have on my wall, Caucasians.
Right, and it all happens.
The
at
only
night.
one with a black person is called Get Out, and that's why, because he's with a Caucasian woman.
Right, but most of the fuck shit happen
At night.
You know what I'm saying? We indoors by then.
First of all, we expelled that motherfucker from the black delegation immediately.
Yeah, he lost his black
There's
card.
no fucking way.
He lost his black card.
Ever catch me fucking going. I don't give a fuck who I'm with. House, parents' house, wherever the fuck. In the middle of the fucking woods behind you.
First red flag is in through that entire movie. Whenever they were eating, I saw not one thing fried. Goddamn,
That's fucking real, bro. What the
I
fuck?
didn't see nothing fried. That's spooky in itself. I didn't see nothing.
I didn't see no seasoning on that.
Nothing.
On that
Exactly.
food, bro.
Nothing. I just saw hella tea, no
But
sugar. It didn't even look like molasses. My tea looked like tree sap, nigga. What the fuck?
Oh man,
What
you
the-
ever had syrup Kool-Aid? If it ain't thick, it ain't
They got
Kool-Aid.
cut slices out my drink. What the hell?
Nah, bro, and what got me the most was the fact when they was asking these fucking questions, right? This ain't gonna sit there and answer them and shit. I would have been gone, bro. Some off.
That's what I'm saying.
And what got me was at the very end when his girl switched up on him. I'm going all out swinging. I don't give a damn.
Oh, we box.
I'd have, and if not, I would have jumped through the window. What are we talking about?
Rated
What?
E for
Left hand
everyone.
called civil, right hand called rights. What the fuck?
Civil
What
rights.
the fuck? What the fuck?
But I did support how the movie ended. Murking everybody.
Murk everybody. What
Yep.
the fuck? Clap everybody. What the fuck?
Everybody getting clapped.
Elvira says, I would have never even made the plans as soon as they mentioned cabin in the woods. Yeah, I know that's a trip not for my kind.
Oh, man.
No, see, this is the thing, though. I carry mine on me at all times. So that shit would have never even happened realistically.
Uh-huh.
Damn that. Secondly, this is the thing, though. I ask questions before I leave. How many
Yep.
people are going to be there? How many
Where we
white
going?
people are going to be there? How many niggas are going to be there? That's what I need to know. Because if you sit here and tell me I'm the only nigga going to be there,
I ain't
no.
going.
Hell nah, bro. Nope.
Shit.
Yep.
Fuck no.
Yep.
Is there cell
You gotta ask the right questions.
Snot says
Jello tea.
And on top of that, I need to know if the food is going to be seasoned. Is it going to be collard greens?
Type shit.
Like
If I go
cornbread?
camping, I'm bringing seasoning. So if we catch fish, I'm seasoning that motherfucker. Like motherfuckers never pack seasoning when they go camping.
It's always salt and pepper that they got at the fucking diner. What are we talking about?
Fucking why?
I don't understand that shit, bro. Like,
Smoke says, "Give me the demographic. show me that ancestry DNA. Show me your 23andMe.
Right?
What the fuck?
That's real.
bro.
Show me your 20. Where this land come from?
No, I need
Whose
to know.
family home is? Whose estate is this?
Is there Indian buried under this land?
What the fuck? Whose estate is this?
I need to know exactly how you make your mac and cheese. That determines everything. That determins everything. I don't give a fuck what the
See-
hell y'all talking about.
See, do you know the movie Wrong Turn? You know how back in the early 2000s when those mutated inbred things would switch the sign and then they'd go left instead of right? Now you got GPS. So you mean
Right, that's what I'm saying. Does GPS work out there? That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Like if my GPS, if I can't, hey Google, nothing. Yeah,
I'm out.
I support the fuck out of that snot. That's real.
It's not said. Lil Jeff, they don't pack seasoning when they camp like he knows it's no be there.
Exactly.
Oh man,
That's
like
crazy.
he knows it's no be there. That's real.
Yep.
That's real. I'm just saying, if perchance, I was in a regulated camping zone, with climate control.
Well, like you said, as soon as they said, "Oh, their original spot is not available," and the spot that that was available is the spot that nobody took, I automatically leave. Even if I did
That's what I
go,
think. Can't you look at it on a map or something?
I would have left.
First of all,
But they-
Bro's first red flag was hitting the deer. That just came out of nowhere. All right, damn that. That was the first red flag. I don't give a
Oh, you
damn.
talking
Then
about Get Out?
Yeah,
hell
bro.
yeah.
Like now that I'm really starting to remember how that movie went, bro.
Yep.
It's
That's
just a
crazy.
whole bunch of spooky shit, man. Nah.
There were so many black card revoked. Never getting that shit back. We'll trade him for Eminem. Yeah, fuck that.
Oh man.
The
Oh
father felt
man.
horribly guilty because he clearly heard this person but didn't leave his tent. And his daughter was clearly in danger. And his daughter's thinking, the tent was open. This person was crouched down, reaching into my tent, grabbing my
Like I
feet.
said.
that's
Like I
so-
said. Pause. Like I said, he's like, I'll just make another one. He was sacrificing his daughter that night to Jason.
That's crazy.
He said, honey, I'm sorry. I'll just make another one. I'm sorry.
Was she your only child?
I don't know. But Katie's like, damn. Dad, you knew this
that's
person was out there and you did nothing?
That's crazy weird.
Faith in humanity
horrifying
lost.
image. And so this has been completely traumatizing for them, and they just don't talk about it anymore.
She probably don't talk to her dad either.
Whose dirty ass thumb is that, bro? What the fuck?
Yeah, that was a crusty thumb. Crazy word.
Show.
Dude had
A history
fucking
podcast.
dick flakes and ass juice on his thumb, bro. That's crazy work. What the fuck?
Yeah. No, that's crazy. You can fast forward that, Jeff.
Oh, is this an ad?
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
So, if you look back and try to identify the first time true crime,
Whoever the
frantic
fuck
boat
invented
chase,
these ads.
and there was this crazy hunt for the killer, and the killing
Moose.
itself was so grisly, and that story,
Damn,
if
this is
you
a
look
fat
back
fucking
and try to
ad.
identify the first
Yeah,
time
keep going, keep
true
going, keep
Hold
going.
up.
Up right there. Tripwire full.
In 2015, an experienced outdoorsman named Bob, along with his wife, his young daughter, and their 2 German shepherds, decided to go camping in a remote part of northern Oregon. When they arrived at the site, Bob began setting up the big family tent for everyone to sleep in, and his daughter
What is
said,
with
"Hey, do you
people in
mind if I sleep
tents?"
in the spare
Where are you gonna sleep in then, Jeff?
No, facts,
RV.
though.
He said
RV where you can lock the
RV.
door.
in the middle of the woods. Where's the trail?
Oh, we gonna
Is
make
there
it
a
fit.
road?
No, it's gonna fit. Nigga, it's gonna fit. Oh! You think I'm playing?
Bro, say he's gonna drive a RV.
Okay. Oh.
Did we disappear?
Yep, there you go.
Testing.
Testing.
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Hello. Hello. Testing. Why?
Whoa, hold on. Yep, there it goes.
Okay, we're back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy, Jeff.
Yeah, so hold on.
We'll bring a whole
So I'm gonna pull the Dragon Ball Z Bulma and pull out
your capsule core?
my capsule
Yeah,
core.
where?
Hell yeah.
Where?
Boom, right
Where
there.
does that
It's gonna
exist?
destroy all the trees. I ain't sleeping outside.
This nigga camping alternative
Hell yeah.
reality. What the fuck?
It's called RV with locked doors, security, guns.
Then stay home.
You know
Stay
what?
the fuck home.
Jeff, you the type of motherfucker to sit here and say that fuck shit until the Uton shows up, bro. Then what? Now you're gonna get stapled to the goddamn RV, bro. Yup.
Uh-huh. They gonna find you as
It's
a
better than the tent.
I don't know, man.
It's better than a tent.
I don't know.
Did you-
I don't think anything. Okay,
You know what? You
with
got
an
all that,
RV.
Jeff. You got that, bro. I'm not even gonna argue that
Here's
one.
the
You got
thing,
that
though,
one.
because like, if the RV gets stuck, you're fucked. You're putting too much faith in that RV. That's something that's gonna slow you down.
Hold on. What up? What does it say? Elvira. No.
Okay, let's
you
start
gotta go
over
back.
Better her Elvira, better her than me, Snot. We can honestly adopt a honey. Bye. I'll make it up to your mom later.
Oh man,
there's no showers. I'm not going.
Is what CC said.
Elvira, in my car. Snot. The only remote I want to hear about is the one for my TV, my guy. Jeff is Benton's uncle. Yo, Grandpa Max!
Hell yeah!
What the
That nigga had that tricked out RV that can turn into a spaceship.
Max. Elvira says as soon as shit starts going left, I'm going right and turning my car on and leaving. Type shit. I hear a twig snap. My engine's running.
Yep.
What?
Everything's already packed.
I hear a twig snap. All my shit is back in the trunk.
Bro, you know what? You the type of motherfucker to say that shit, but you always say we. And that we is that we is marching 2 miles away from the fucking RV. Where are you going?
This what this nigga saying. You the sacrifice. I'm escaping.
I didn't bring it.
Who's we?
Who the fuck is we, bro?
I'm not the one bringing the fucking RV.
Oh
Nah,
man, that's
bro.
amazing. That's amazing, bro.
2-man tent.
Nah, see, while you march your
Bob and
ass
his wife
2
deliberated
miles
for a
up
minute
that
and
way,
said, you know what? That's fine.
I'll be in an RV.
But you got to bring guts. That's one.
That's spooky. But the RV's a sitting duck.
Debo!
Welcome,
Man's like, what the
back.
fuck did I just walk into?
An RV, bro. You've seen Jeepers Creepers. The bus was stuck in the middle of a.
Okay, you know
But
what?
that's cause he kunai whip chained that
Okay, look.
them tires.
If we're talking about Jeepers Creepers, just kiss your ass goodbye. None of us
Oh,
is
yeah, you're
private.
done.
None of
You're
us.
done.
At that point, I'm
done.
self-deleting.
You
Damn
gotta
that.
have nuts of steel to not fear
Well,
him.
understand the
'Cause
the creeper only comes after you because he wants
If
a
you
specific.
fear
Well, no, if he wants a specific part from you, it has.
Oh,
Because
it's-
everybody is scared of.
because he's essentially a scarecrow, so he's building his body up with
Yeah.
your body parts.
Yes.
But he needs a specific part from a different person. Yeah,
He was
which is-
already. Wait. It's been a long time since I've seen. I'm gonna watch those this week.
That's how he
again.
stays immortal. That's how he's been alive for so long.
Well,
He
I know
continues
whenever
to-
he needs like a part and whatever the fuck, like
Uh-huh.
for instance in the second one, when he got his whole eye ripped the fuck off and shit, he needed a head. But
Yup. And he ate that little nigga head. Yup.
But in the first one, he was just murking motherfuckers stapling them to the wall, if I remember correctly.
Wait, he skinned them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He skinned and made furniture with their body parts. Oh shit! Wasn't that a serial killer?
No, he didn't make furniture with their body parts. He made weapons.
should
with
be
their
good.
He
body
made
parts.
weapons. Leatherface made furniture. with
Yes.
them.
So
Gotcha.
so Jeepers Creepers comes every 23 years for 23 days he hunts.
Spooky action.
So every 23 years he'll show up. But he has 23 days to do what he needs to do before he disappears for another 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
So basically he goes around looking for body parts that he specifically needs based off of your fear. So everybody, like, let's say you, my brother, and I could be afraid of him, but he doesn't see anything that he wants in me. Let's say he sees something that he wants in my brother, but not something that he wants in you, Smoke.
Perfect. Sorry, Jeff, you're fucking done. Fuck you, nigga. I love me. Damn that. Fuck me. I love me. Hey, look,
So-
man, I'll you later. I love me. Fuck that.
So he will hunt you until he can find you. But let's say you catch him on the last day, you just gotta survive that night before he disappears for another 23 years.
You better stay
he'll
with that
hunt you for
motherfucker to the wall, bro.
23 days.
Yeah, essentially.
He's gonna hunt you for 23.
Real question,
Yeah.
in all honesty, is where does that take place at so we can stay a fuck away from it?
Oh, it's mostly the cornfields. If you watch all three films,
Right,
It's-
so he has a
He
zone,
was
like the
cold
Great
for a
Plains or some shit, like Utah or some.
But
we
he
stay
also
from it.
drives. But he also drives that crazy van that goes super fast.
That is true.
That's what I'm saying. The nigga has a car that he just busts out every 23 years.
Yeah, every
Who's doing
23 years.
maintenance on that motherfucker?
Him. It's a demonic vehicle. What does it matter?
Get the fuck out of here, man. That's a funny thing to just think about. Yeah, a demon that drives a fucking tow truck.
Not only that, bro.
Shepherds.
But it was the disrespect that he had toward the bodies in the first one. He just dumped the ass down the fucking.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
get your
Yeah.
ass in there. Like that's
He
crazy
was just
work.
Dumping niggas. Nah, that was great. The first movie was The Bus, right? With the high schoolers?
No, that's
No.
the second one.
That's the second one. The first one was the brother and sister going on a cross-country road trip in an old school car.
Right.
Yes.
See,
One of the
again,
characters came back in the second movie.
What's up?
One of the characters came back in the second movie because it took his brother.
No,
No.
no. So it took a kid when he was young in the fields in the second film. So the father has been hunting or waiting 23 years
okay,
for it. Yeah.
all right. Yeah, it's been a minute since I watched that movie too. Sheesh.
watch that shit sometime this week. I might watch that tomorrow. In all honesty,
Type
It's-
shit. I feel that.
been a
Do
little-
you have that on Blu-ray?
Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
I would only buy 1 and 2 because 3 was just
Three was
low
trash.
budget. It was trash. So it's like the town found out about Jeepers Creepers, so now they were all
all
hunting.
band
But it's not
together
like
to hunt him.
but it was lame because it was like maybe like 15 years later they made the film compared to the first and the second one. So it was
Right.
like
It didn't have that spirit.
yeah, and then it wasn't even a theater release. It was just straight to
cash grab.
yeah. Let's see. Elvira says no we in me. Jeff the type to walk in the RV while the creeper in there. Debo the God says what is it? Elvira says God dang and grind or what?
Ed Gein or what?
Oh, Ed
yes,
Gein.
Ed Gein. Yeah.
Okay.
Find me in my bunker.
Yep.
What's with the 23 years and days? That nigga want to be Michael Jordan so bad.
Yep. I mean that's just how it was. That's his lore.
Said 1v1 me.
Yeah. He said he's got 23 days to hunt for whatever he needs, and then he disappears back into hell.
Spooky word.
What the fuck you mean he disappears back to hell? He just
So he-
fossilizes himself in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, and then he goes back to hell, and then when he comes
The
back,
spirit, the
yeah,
soul.
the soul,
The
yeah.
body is just the vessel.
Damon.
Damon. High ranking. Top shelf Damon.
High ranking Damon.
Debo says, nah, bruh, blasting Papa was a Rolling Stone by the Temptations while chasing them. Absolute peak.
We'll probably be able to do
Nah,
this
he was
one and
mad
one more.
disrespectful. All right, we'll finish this and then do one more.
Yeah.
One
So
more.
Guts needs to sleep
So then
because
after
he's
this
gonna be
one,
in
then
protection. So
do
that
the
night,
bell.
after some s'mores around a
After this
campfire,
one.
Bob's daughter,
I got
along
you,
with
bro.
Guts, retreat to their two-man tent, and
bell.
Bob, his wife, and Leah, the other dog, retreat to their tent. That night, Bob wakes up suddenly to what sounds like footsteps outside of his tent.
What is
And
with
he
this
looks to the
footstep?
side, and his wife is still in the tent with him, and so is Leah, the other dog. And he listens really closely, and he can hear his daughter is snoring, and he can hear the sound of Guts breathing. So his whole family is accounted for, but he still hears these footsteps. And they don't sound like light little scampering sounds like you might expect from a squirrel or some small critter. They sound heavy, like a big creature is roaming around
It's
their
Bruce.
campsite. But Bob's
Bruce,
dogs are
thick
really
air.
keyed in to protecting their family, and since Guts and Leah are not up going crazy about whatever's out there, he figures, you know what, it's got to be an elk or something, and it's not going to do anything to us, so Bob ultimately just goes back to sleep. The next morning, Bob gets up, and everybody's just fine. There's no sign of any intruders in their campsite, and so that only confirms to him that, yep, it was just some harmless animal kind of walking around the wilderness, because we're in a pretty remote area. That morning, they decide to go for a walk down the road that was right next to their campsite. And so they take the dogs, they start walking, and they make it a couple hundred feet down this road when all of a sudden Guts sees something or hears something and takes off sprinting down the road and turns
10 out of 10. That's Bruce. Damn, Jeff. That's
I know.
Bruce. We can't take this nigga nowhere.
No, we can't unless we put him on the harness, bro. Unless we put him on the harness.
Crazy word.
down this little access road that branches
He
off
knows.
of the
Look-
road they're
look at the look
on
he's giving
into
me.
the woods. And Bob is thinking, oh no, there's a campsite
Yeah, I
down
know.
there, and this
I
big
know.
German
He's like,
shepherd's
"What you
going to
trying to say?"
bound up on them, and something bad's going to happen. And so Bob, his heart's racing, he starts taking off after Guts. He goes down the access road, and he finds Guts stopped right outside of a campsite. But there doesn't appear to be anybody in the campsite. But there's a tent, there's a cooler, there's a table, there's all the things you would expect at a campsite, just no people. So Bob runs up and he grabs Guts and he yells out reflexively, hey, I'm really sorry, he's totally harmless, I don't know what he saw, hey, we're leaving. But then before he leaves, he realizes on the tent there's this big scratch through it, like it's been cut open.
and curiosity gets the better of him. And so he kind of walks up, keeping an eye out. And
You heard what he said,
Fucking
right?
damn it.
Curiosity gets the better of him, and he's like, "Let me check it out. What's over there? What's in the corner? Let's go down the dark alley. Let's go into the haunted house. There might be
Let's
candy."
get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are we talking
That's what I'm
about?
saying. You see a gash in the tent.
Let's check it out.
The tent now belongs to the forest. What the fuck? Like it's no. Bruh.
Nope,
That's
wouldn't be me.
That's spooky. So this is the campsite he walked up onto, or this is his campsite.
You should read the comments. Bye to Gus.
Bye to Gus. Bye to Gus. Bye to Gus.
Elvira
What the fuck?
says, "It's not." After bye to Gus.
Hold on, wait. What type of dog won't go after an elk? What? I should appear. Cece says I should appear every 23 years for 23 days for my eggs.
Just to fuck him up.
I think after the first time, he's just gonna unalive himself. He's
Yep.
like, nope, not doing with this every 23
3 years.
What
Yep.
the fuck? Hell nah. Snot, let a squirrel get within 500 yards to me. Yeah, it's over. Bruh, how about Bruce face ass tried to chase a squirrel on the neighbor's side of the fence?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cece says, what's with footsteps? I don't know. Maybe it's because he's walking. That's what humans do. That's what 90% of life on this planet fucking does. Well, land animals.
Land
do.
animals, yeah. Mammals.
You know, mammals. I would have kept minding my business. I'm not sure why his nosy ass even left after the dog.
Sacrifice.
You feel me? Don't dogs always find their way home?
Yup.
You watch Oliver and Company or something?
What's the name of that other one? The cat, dog, and the
Oliver and Company.
No, the cat and the two dogs that the Homebound.
Homebound.
They'll find their way
You
home.
seen Homebound?
Yeah, Homebound 1 and
fuck?
2.
Holy shit, I haven't seen those in so fucking long.
Oh, nigga, them shit's
He's like, it's
ancient,
been
bro.
since the
We
1900s.
cracked-
We open dust off the
Archive,
books, bro.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Homebound, the cat, the little bully breed, and then the golden retriever. Fuck yeah! When they move, oh yeah, they'll find their way home. They found their way home. They got this.
Odin, come on, gang. Let's explore. You go that way, and I'll take the
Let's go,
badges this
Scooby
way.
Gang. Let's go into
Head
the.
ass. Head ass. What the
See,
fuck?
I literally think Scooby Doo and Shaggy were the only black people in the group, which is why they're like, "Why are we going in there, Scoob?"
I feel that. That's real. They was the smartest nigga in the bunch.
Oh man,
Fuck Velma. All them niggas was smart. Scooby and Shaggy was the smartest niggas.
Yep.
They're like, if I'm high all the time, I can't tell if I'm tripping or if it's a real monster.
It's a real monster. Oh man, no, I get it, bro. I get it.
That shit's
I get
real.
it. All right, let's go.
in case he's wrong and there are people still here. But as he gets closer, he realizes there's definitely no one here. This site is abandoned. Because he's looking around and all of their stuff has just been ransacked. There's scratch marks on everything, like animals have clearly come through here. And Bob, who is an avid outdoorsman, he knows how much some of their equipment cost. And he's thinking, why would anyone abandon this really expensive tent or this really expensive cooler? And as he's thinking about that, he turns and he sees there's a propane tank, a solid metal propane tank that has been completely flattened. But there's
Done. Fuck the dog. Fuck everybody. I'm running back, and I'm leaving the wife, leaving the kids. Everybody's getting left. Done. We can get a whole other family, bro. No.
I'll just make another one. I'll just make another one. That's it. It's all in God's hands. I'll go to church and pray for them.
I'm dead.
I'll go to church and pray for them.
No, that's tough.
That is tough.
That's
crazy.
Oh, y'all out in the woods with Abioyo. That's crazy.
Ah, man.
That's crazy.
Oh,
they
man.
got elephants in Oregon, bro. They got circus elephants.
Bro,
That's
isn't
crazy.
that where Twilight took place? Nigga, you dead. That's
A
it.
flattened propane tank.
That's it.
Do you know what that means?
That means
What the fuck?
It will not be me, bro. I see that shit. Done, bro.
Flattened propane tank. Get the fuck out of here.
it's crazy.
There's no tree that's fallen nearby. There's no source. There's no way that could have been flattened. So he's definitely unsettled by this, but ultimately he decides, you know what? I'm gonna take my family, go back to my campsite. I'll just call the park rangers. They can come down here and they can figure out what this is. Later that afternoon, Bob and his family are back at their campsite just a couple 100 feet away from this abandoned campsite. And at one point, his wife gets up to go use the bathroom. She walks about 70 feet away behind a tree and she squats down. And then all of a sudden, she gets up and starts running back towards camp. And Bob sees this. He turns and sees her running towards him. At the same time, Guts gets
And you
up
see a big ass nigga.
towards her. And so
It's Big Dick Randy.
On
Bob
Halloween,
thinks, what the heck is
there'll
going
be a
on? Bob
nigga
turns
who will
to his
take
daughter and
this
says,
piece. He's big and black. He will take your candy.
Shut
This
the fuck
nigga.
up, Jeff.
Bob gets up and
Shut
starts
the
running
fuck
towards
up,
his
Jeff.
wife.
What the fuck, nigga?
This nigga's name is Big Dick Randy.
First of all, that's a crazy image. You go camping and some big fat black nigga just hawking your ass down. Like Usain Bolt numbers, nigga. Just hawking your
30
shit
miles
down.
an hour. Oh man.
First of all, no beater. Second of all, done. What are we talking about?
Runs to his wife and past his wife. Guts has
That's
run
crazy.
Damn that.
way into the woods. And as Bob is running up to his wife, he's like, what's going on? Why are you running? What's going on? And she says, I don't know. I just had this horrible feeling someone was watching me. And when I turned, I already saw Guts running towards me and it scared me. And so that's why I'm
What?
here. And he's like, look,
That's
go with
the
our
name of the
daughter
girl.
and with Leah. I'm going to see what's going on. And so his wife leaves and Bob draws his pistol and he starts walking out.
Oh,
towards where
see?
Guts has
Okay.
now stopped.
Okay. You know.
I like you, Bob.
That's
I like you, Bob. Good job.
welcome to the club.
Welcome to the
Now,
club, Bob.
now we're talking, bro. First of
Yeah.
all, no, because he did that a little bit too late. I already drew that shit when I fucking came to the camp. Immediately. What are we talking about?
What
Fuck
the
that.
fuck?
Nope.
Immediately. What
comments.
the fuck?
Is growling, it's yapping and barking at something in front of it, and Bob's looking and he can't see anything. And finally, after not being able to figure out what the heck is going on, he just takes Guts and goes back to his campsite. When Bob got back to his campsite, he wanted to leave, and his wife wanted to leave. His daughter didn't really know what was going on, but the attitude was, we want to leave. However, it was getting late, and they had a bunch of stuff they would need to pack up, and it was going to be a real
Fuck the
ordeal
stuff!
trying to
Ah!
do that, especially without
Abandoned!
light. So they decide, okay, we'll stay one more day, and we're going to leave first thing in the morning. In Bob's head,
Bob, you failed. We took away your black card. I'm
He
sorry.
never had one.
Revoked.
He never had one.
Black-
Second of all,
Revoked.
Flag on the plane.
Application denied. Okay, he didn't
Flag-
have one, but his application was filled.
Flag on the plane.
Revoked.
Flag on the plane.
Denied.
immediately,
Absolutely. You do not meet the qualifications.
bro. Never will,
Sorry,
bro.
sir.
You suck. Second of all,
Denied, bro.
that's a wild ass comment, bro. EDP
Oh,
4
you
for
go
5
comments.
in the trees. That's crazy fucking work, bro. That nigga had back titties. That's crazy. Did you see when he got caught, bro? That nigga had fucking triple D titties on his back. What are you talking about?
All right, we got to read the comments, Jeff. We got to read the comments.
That's crazy fucking work. That's crazy. Oh man.
Where we at?
Crazy fucking word. EDP 445 in the trees. Bob was good for 30 seconds. Bob just washed his seasonings off his plate. Yup.
Hold on, did you read, even if my nosy ass did give,
Oh, Elvira says, even if my nosy ass did give in, I'm leaving before the cops get there, and I get blamed for everyone. No, that's true. That would look sus as fuck, though.
That's real.
Right? Like, you're just like, guys, I'm not feeling it. You leave early, and then, like, niggas is just fucking wiped out. Team wiped. You know? Now niggas is looking at you crazy. You know? I'm not calling no one. I'm leaving acting like I didn't see anything. Keep the camp near the flattened propane tank and cut up tent. Yeah, that's stupid. For their supplies, right?
yeah.
That's dumb as fuck.
in Bob's head, he's thinking, okay, I heard weird footsteps outside. You know, we have this abandoned campsite nearby that's been thrashed up in the flattened propane tank. And now my wife is running away from something, and Guts is seeing strange things in the woods. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. And he decides he's going to set up a tripwire all the way around his campsite using a rope tied at about 8 inches off the ground, where along the rope would be little pieces of metal that would clang together. So if anything touched the rope, it would make the metallic clinking sound. Then it would.
Is that connected to a mini Gatling gun?
And so Bob goes over to the edge of the site where there's an obvious starting point for this tripwire, and he bends down to tie the rope, and he realizes, oh my God, someone's already done this. There is.
What are we doing? We're done.
Nope.
Bro,
still
bro,
there.
not Elvira's like wife running from her demons.
You what? From accountability.
Man, there's something out there. It's my fault. What the fuck?
That's a wild statement, bro. What the fuck? But I'm not mad at it.
I'm dead. The lawnmower's broken because of me. What the fuck? Oh,
bro,
man. All right.
If you, in all honesty, hypothetically speaking, because I know the answer, we wouldn't be in this situation. But if we was and we saw this, what you doing?
What we doing?
After I saw the gash in the flattened tank,
that was it.
Look, I know that. I said, I know the answer. What we would do.
Oh,
in
so
real
if
life.
we made it to this point,
yes, if we made it to this point,
stayed the one more night. Yeah, that's a good hypothetical. Shit, what would we do?
what the fuck?
Damn. See, that's the thing. I always have scenarios for no be there. I never have scenarios if I am there.
Like if you're in the situation.
If you're in the situation. Because we're never in the situation because we wouldn't be there. But it's like if you were in the situation, that's why we die first.
Right.
We die first because we're in the situation, but we don't know what to do because we're never in the situation.
I feel that.
So like,
but if I was in that situation, I would want to die first. Like, why would I want to be terrorized and then die?
Or become
I don't
the
want to
hunter.
get worked at all. What are we talking
He
about?
said, I don't want to get married. Hey, but we're here, though.
Hey.
We have
Who
arrived
is
at
we?
this-
Who is we?
There's you and there's me. I'm gonna be in this room while y'all want to go explore shit.
You gotta take that M and turn it to a W, sir.
This right here and stay right the fuck in this room. Nope. Hell no, bro. Nope.
Oh, man.
Hypothetically speaking, if we was in that situation, bro, I got all my guns. I ain't leaving without them. Fuck, I look like we are staying up all night.
Yeah, I would just pull an all-nighter type shit, right?
Yeah,
I would
then
just
that.
pull an all-nighter. Yeah, we'll just watch the sunrise or some shit. Yeah,
There's
fuck
another tripwire that's
that.
already been built around the outside of our campsite. It's just been cut. It's been broken. Like, it doesn't work, but it's here. Someone else who was at this campsite felt concerned enough about whatever was in the woods that they already
love
had
that
this
rationale.
idea. Bob didn't
Someone
even tie
was
his
so
perimeter. He
concerned.
just drew his gun, told his family, get in the truck, and he stayed up all night protecting his family in the truck. As soon as the sun came up,
Or
they
you could have
packed
just
up
left.
and they got the heck out of there. Bob is convinced that there is something out there in the woods in northern Oregon that was walking around their campsite at night, that's scaring their dogs, that's stalking them basically and watching them from a distance. And probably whatever is out in the woods is the same thing that caused the previous group to set up their own tripwire. And it's also probably the reason the other campers at the other campsite were willing to abandon their nice equipment to get the heck out of there.
Yes!
Because they are not messing with whatever the heck is out in those woods.
Oh my god, my equipment is expensive. We can get more. You can't get another me. All right, let's go to the last one.
All right, guys. Last one, the bell. Ding, ling, ling. Shame.
We don't have it.
Bro, I just realized we talk a lot. We only 17 minutes into this video.
Oh, we have it.
This is gonna be the best Halloween episode
To the
podcast
side of the
ever,
stream.
bro.
She walks for a few.
Wait.
Bro, if you don't get your big nose ass off my screen, what the
She
fuck?
hops in her car. She drives the couple miles
Fuck out of here.
Path right to the side of the
Talk about your
stream. She
termites,
walks for a
nigga.
few minutes until she reaches the point where the trail kind of cuts to the left, and she just stays on the stream,
Wait a
and
minute.
just continuing walking along the stream.
Wait.
That's Bell. The Bell.
Unless it's poorly.
Where the
Yes,
trail
back
kind of
up.
cuts to the left, and she just stays on the stream, and is just continuing.
God damn it! Get your bitch ass back over here. Thank you.
She hears a bell somewhere off in the distance, way out in front of her, out towards
Let's
the river.
go check it out.
No. Hold up. Wait. We advanced way too far right there.
In her car, she drives the couple miles down the road. She pulls off onto that shoulder. She parks her car. She hops out. She turns away from the road. She walks into the forest. She finds the stream and starts walking along that animal path right to the side of the stream. She walks for a few minutes until she reaches the point where the trail kind of cuts to the left, and she just stays on the stream and is just continuing walking along the stream. And about 30 minutes later, when she was maybe 1 or 2 miles short of the east-west running river, she hears a bell somewhere off in the distance, way out in front of her, out towards the river. It sounds just like a chime, a single chime. And as soon as she hears it, she stops, because there's never
That direct deposit just dropped.
I had to turn right back around. What are we talking about? There's nobody in these woods.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then you hear a bell. Maybe it's in your head. Yeah, I never hear a ringing noise in your head.
It's called Get Back in the Car.
Bro. No, see, this is what I mean, bro. None of these people have nigga instincts, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He said nigga
Like,
instincts.
Nigga instincts. Nigga
Like-
instincts.
I mean, you don't feel nothing. You don't feel the presence of being watched. You don't
Right, you don't have
nothing.
like that sixth sense. I don't know, like you could just tell, right?
See,
Like, and we getting goosebumps and shit.
we call them our Negro tingle. You know, it's developed it's so advanced that we just avoid the whole situation. Called No Be There.
Y'all need to put that on a goddamn hoodie. No be there.
No Be There. That's it. how do you stay alive? No Be
No be
there. That's it.
And if you're in danger, run.
That's it. And if you're doing Caucasian activities, you do it in daylight.
Yeah.
Not when the sun isn't up or when the sun is going down.
No,
in
no,
the
no,
middle.
No, I ain't doing no Caucastic activities at all. What are we talking about? That daylight, moonlight, don't matter. What ass light, what the fuck are we talking about? No Caucastic activities at all, bro. Get my black ass in the house. No. You remember back in the day when our parents used to tell us have your black ass in the house before the street light come on? That's what, yeah.
Nah, that's
Yup.
real.
What the fuck are we talking about?
That's
That's
crazy,
real.
bro.
Elvira says, "Yeah, why didn't he just leave? Bob act like he had to wait to reboot. Dead as fuck."
Never any people out here ever, and that bell sound came from somewhere in the forest, and so she stops because she's not really sure if she actually heard that, because it could have just been her mind playing tricks on her or something, and so she stops and just kind of listens for a second, and then she starts to hear this bell just continuously start ringing. Now, the ringing was not uniform. It was constant, but it was kind of sporadic, as if you were holding a bell and kind of ringing it randomly, like you might see at a sports game. And so she's thinking to herself, you know, is there a dog that got lost somewhere up ahead and it's got a bell on its collar, and that's the sound I'm hearing?
That's
And as
what
she's
comes
sitting
through
there
your-
listening to this kind of sporadic bell sound, she's thinking, that's way too loud.
Shame, like a motherfucker, bro.
Dog.
That's what goes through their mind.
I don't know where the rationale for a lot of these.
I think that they'll tell themselves anything to not make it seem like it's dangerous, and it's like that's the worst.
They don't want
way.
to psych themselves out.
But
I
that's the
guess.
worst way of thinking.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because like if you're psyching yourself out, you could end up developing some type of anxiety disorder.
Well, no, just specific for that situation, not in general for everything.
But that's the thing, like, right, when we go to the Frankman Preserve, right? Then again, we saw the trail was blocked off, you know, tree fell over. Me and Jeff looked at each other. Oh,
We're going back.
we're going back.
And it was in daylight. We're going back.
It was in daylight.
Because
yep.
there's a guy with his 2 kids. He's like, oh, yeah, the trail's awesome. Just make sure you have long pants on. And I'm like,
Yeah, just step over the log that fell over the tree.
we're
that fell
running
over.
out of trail. We're going back.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
What?
see, I see the fallen tree, I see the log, but then no trail. He's like, yeah, it's pretty cool back there. I'm like, you're not real, you're fake. The demon sent you, bitch. The demon sent you.
We're going back.
CPU out this bitch, bro.
Yeah,
NPC.
CPU, bro. NPC, bro.
That's
That shit was
crazy,
part of that was part of the programming. They're like, set these niggas up, bro.
Yeah.
Mission start, bro. What the fuck? You just accepted the
Mission
quest.
failed. You'll get them next time. What the fuck are we talking about, nigga? Fuck nah, that's crazy work.
Oh,
Mission
man.
start, mission failed. Fuck that. Nope. Nah, nigga. Crazy work.
I'm dead. I'm dead as hell. All right, let's hear
Proud
this
to be some
bell
rinky-dink
hearing
bell on a pet's
lady.
collar, so it's got to be something more robust. Did maybe somebody have a bell inside of a box, and that box got on the river and it's floated down?
That's very specific.
That's what I'm saying. She's debating the metaphysics of a fucking bell before her death. Crazy fucking word. Crazy word.
That's crazy.
River.
This right here is why you can only have so many white friends, bro. I'm sorry. Because white people will try to sit here and convince you like you're the one fucking up. What
That's
are
crazy.
we talking about? If I'm
We
in this
thinking that
situation,
deep about a bell. the
nah,
hell
bro. If we in
If you
this
had to guess
situation,
what it was, Jeff, what type of bell is it? Is it the density of the ring and the frequency?
nah, nigga, for
What
whom
the
the
fuck?
bell tolls, what are we talking about? Bring our black asses back
What
to the
the
car.
hell?
You know what,
Fuck
Frank?
that.
Since you want to
It's
sit
the-
here and investigate, I'll catch you next time, bro. You know what? Hey, Twizzlers, bro. I'm out. What the fuck?
That's crazy.
Nope.
Hit your ass with the, it's the Raspa man. It's the Chicharron man. What the fuck?
But this is the thing, though. Now you got to sit here and think about it like this.
Oh, Snot's got to go. She's like, all right, Snot.
All right, Snot.
Thank you for
All right,
showing
Snot.
up.
Appreciate you stopping by. Much
Yeah.
love. Worm.
Y'all
Give us
gotta.
a worm. Elvira trying to convince me that I'm living. I'm not living.
No, no.
That's real.
Y'all got to think of it like this, right? What did he say before? Y'all was about already 2.5 miles in to the forest. If you split up, what happens?
You dying.
Yeah, they picking you off. It's easy.
Okay.
Yeah, easy pick.
Oh,
Easy,
okay.
easy picking.
We're talking about splitting off, but what if we split off?
First one makes it back to camp is the winner.
Yep.
Loser dies. No hard feelings.
All hard feelings. I'm gonna haunt the fuck out your ass. Bro. What the fuck are we talking about? If I
said,
wind up
like
catching an acid back in my nugget, I am haunting your ass to the end of your days.
Like the
and then I
fucking-
gotta give you hands as a ghost. What are we talking- You want to talk about the ghost of negativity? I'm gonna sit here and haunt your ass the
I was
entire
about
time
to say
you're
that.
alive.
I was gonna be like the ghost from Peak, the ghost in negativity, bro.
Nah,
shit.
bro.
No, that's
You
crazy.
ain't never sleeping. You ain't
That's
never
real,
sleeping.
bro. I've become the worst poltergeist you've ever
And she's
had.
going through these very strange scenarios in her head, but she's not concerned about the bell. She's actually pretty intrigued, and since the sound of this bell seemed to be coming from the direction she was already traveling, she decided she would just keep on walking and hopefully see whatever it was that was causing this bell sound. And so Bella
Oh, that's
just
crazy.
began walking along the stream again, kind of listening to this bell and thinking about what it was going to be.
Wow, her
and after
name's
about
Bella.
5 minutes of her starting to walk again, the bell just stops. It goes totally silent. And when it does, it actually kind of startles Bella because she'd been listening to it so intently. And so she stops and she's listening, kind of expecting it to go off some more, but it doesn't. All she hears are the sounds of nature all around her. Now, Bella didn't have an explanation for what the spell was or why it stopped, but she really just wasn't that worried about it. She figured there was some sort of explanation for it. There had to be. And so she just kind of shrugged and kept on walking and put her focus back on getting to the lake. About 10 or 15 minutes later, Bella was still walking along the stream. She was still maybe a half mile or a mile short of the east to west running river when she sees up ahead on the left side of the stream as she's walking, there appears to be something laying on the ground that looks like it could be an animal or a rock. She doesn't really know what it is. And as she gets closer, she realizes it's a beaver laying on the ground, and this beaver is missing its head. Now, this is a huge forest, and Bella would have known that, of course.
Come on, bro. What we know about headless animals? Finding headless animals.
Hell no. Nope.
You
Of course,
ritual part
there
two,
are
boy,
wild
you
animals
said
all over the
right
place,
there.
and so finding
That's
the body
crazy.
of an animal that had been attacked by another animal was not unusual. That's nature. But what did strike Bella as odd was the cut on this beaver's neck was unbelievably neat and uniform, as if its head had been very carefully removed with a very sharp knife. And the beaver's head was nowhere to be found. It certainly did not have the appearance of having its head removed from some predator and its teeth. That would have been very rough. Also, the rest of the beaver's body was intact, so whatever killed this beaver was not interested in eating the beaver. As Bella stood over this beaver and was just staring at it, she
Fuck you mean, poor beaver? Bro, fuck that beaver. What the fuck are we talking about? I would have been gone before we even got to the situation. But hypothetically speaking, if I did, I definitely would have turned around and put my black ass back to the car. What the fuck I look
That's
like?
crazy. That's crazy.
What the fuck you talking about, poor beaver? This nigga
That's crazy work.
picking up the beaver. Oh, poor beaver. What the fuck?
At least made jerky out that nigga. You just left his body to just rot, sunbaked nigga. What the fuck?
That's a wild ass statement. You got all that, bro.
Crazy.
That's
That's
crazy.
blasphemous right there, bro.
Normally,
What
when
the
something
fuck?
dies, it begins to smell very quickly. It's part of the decomposition process. And so for there not to be a smell indicated to Bella that this beaver must have been killed fairly recently. And then when Bella kind of gently prodded the body with her foot, she realized the beaver's body was still fairly limp, so rigor mortis had not set in. Rigor mortis is another part of the decomposition process where the body kind of stiffens up, and that happens fairly soon after death. And so as Bella is realizing this
Hey, bro, you still want to feel sorry for that beaver, bro? That motherfucker was in the a-hole. What are we talking about? You got all that, bro. There is no we. There is you.
There is the Yep.
Fuck that. Nah, bro. Nah.
No,
Nah, bro.
That's crazy.
Damn that.
That's
Who's we?
crazy. So my question is, did
It
he like,
dawns on her-
single swipe that motherfucker? Did he just samurai? that
Odin, you got rid of some of the comments.
What Odin said?
motherfucker? Breaker! Yes, sir. Elvira says, I'm not even going 50 feet into a forest. I'll admire the forest from the safety of my car while it's on and in reverse.
I mean,
Breaker! We all watching some white boy tell stories. That's what the stream is. Odin Smoke gonna haunt you until you and all you hear is the Undertaker bells when he appears and disappears.
Dog.
That'd be
Real.
funny as hell.
That's real. I
That'd be
support
funny as
that.
hell.
Yo,
We're gonna be the real life Mara, a sleep paralysis demon.
that's a
Bella
crazy
here
statement.
looking for Jacob. It's giving Dahmer vibes.
Breaker's like,
Oh my god, I get my own sound effect intro. Yes, sir. Welcome, Breaker. Glad to have you, brother.
God damn it, Bracken. When the hell is the Triple T server gonna be up? Get your shit together.
man.
We waiting. We trying to have call-ins, group meetings, group chats, group streams.
her that most likely whoever or whatever has killed this beaver is probably somewhere nearby. And Bella can't help but connect this dead beaver to that bell she was hearing earlier, which before meant nothing, but considering the bell was roughly coming from the same area where this beaver has now been found, it made her uneasy. And so Bella found herself whipping her head around, looking out into the trees, seeing if, there's some person, a hunter or somebody that would kind of explain what was going on, but there was nothing. And so Bella felt herself starting to panic a little bit, but then she stopped herself and said, calm down, it's broad daylight. I have been coming to these woods for years and years. I've never seen another person. I've never encountered some predatory animal. I'm sure everything is perfectly fine. I got nothing to worry about. And so she stepped over the beaver and kept on walking. Bella would eventually reach the east-west running river. She would turn left and walk for 20 minutes alongside this river. She'd
Bro,
reach
what's
the
wrong with
man-made
people, bro?
That's a wild statement, bro. EDP in the trees. You know how fat that tree gotta be, how wide it gotta be in order to mask that big motherfucker. Like, what are we talking about? Word?
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
That's crazy, bro.
That's a crazy image, dog.
That's crazy, bro.
Man, EDP in the tree, just titties hanging and everything. Nigga ready to flap down, pounce on your ass. Boy.
First of all, I don't want to mention that shit, bro. That's a horrible fucking sight to even That motherfucker. Nah, bro, that's a wild statement. That dude already looks like the angry mushrooms from fucking Super Mario out this bitch. I don't.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
She enjoyed the beautiful view and the scenery, and then at some point she turned
crazy. I
around
love it. I
and
love
began
it.
retracing her footsteps.
What do you mean you
She
love
walked
that?
Past the beaver on
What do
the
you mean
ground,
that?
all the way back to her car, and she went home. A week
That's a
later,
wild statement,
Bella was
Jeff.
sitting around her house when she felt pretty bored.
Nah,
and
bro, what the
decided kind of
fuck?
abruptly that in order to cure her boredom,
Yes, bro.
she would go back to the place she loved so much, the man-made lake.
Suspect this thing, bro. What do you like the extra blubber, huh? That's your thing, bro? Rubbing bucket belly to belly?
Damn it, Snot. Just straight planted the seed and dipped, bro. I'm dead, bro. I'm fucking dead, man. All right, I'm off. All right.
Let's get this done, bro. People gotta go to sleep.
Going, and then she left the house, hopped in her car, drove to the pull-off, and parked and entered the woods at 6 p.m. Sunset that night was at 9 p.m., and so Bella knew this would need to be a fairly quick turnaround.
Did they say sunset was at 9 p.m.?
Yeah, because
So she didn't get trapped in the woods. And so Bella finds the animal trail. She follows along the stream until the trail goes left, and she stays on the stream. She continues walking on the stream when she starts to hear the distant sound of thunder. So she looks up into the sky through the trees, and she can see the sky is starting to get dark, but she's still a couple of hours.
You're graped. What are we talking about? Wait, long dick style
Motherfucker, it
too.
was just sunshines and rainbows 3 minutes ago. That's stupid. You're dead. This is a dream. You're already in hell. Sorry.
That motherfucking go get stapled to the tree. Damn that.
Purgatory. Oh, this is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I love these
man.
theories, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
That's crazy fucking
Away
word, bro.
from sunset, and so between the thunder and the dark skies, she knows a storm is rolling in. But she is determined to get to that lake, and so instead of turning around and saying, "Okay, I'll come back another
fuck is
time,"
at that lake?
she just starts.
What the?
Oh.
Almost raindrops start to fall, and by the time she passes the beaver corpse on the ground, it hadn't moved. The rain was really coming down, and then about 15 minutes after the corpse, when she hit the east-west running river, that's when the rain was at a full downpour. Still, Bella turned at the river and continued west towards the man-made lake as if she was going to go all the way, but only about a minute or two into this final leg. She still had about 20 minutes to get to the lake. She stops herself and she looks at her watch and she can see it's after 8 o'clock already, and she's thinking to herself, if I turn around right now, it's going to take me
is that
over an
noise?
hour
What?
to get back to my car. Sunsets at 9 p.m. It's after 8 p.m.
Bro, what the fuck is that?
Hold on. You know what the crazy part is? You know what the crazy part about this entire story? God trying to save this woman, and she's like,
That's what I'm saying.
fuck
Niggas
everything. I'm
sending
still
her
going to that lake.
storms.
I put a dead beaver in front of you. You walk past it. I bring the rain. You keep going.
yeah, like-
I'm determined to get to this lake. What the fuck is at
Why
that
do you
lake?
wanna go there?
Elvira's like, F that lake. What is at this lake?
What the fuck is the lake?
What state is this in so we can stay away from it completely? What was it, Oregon?
Oregon.
We stay away from it.
Oregon.
I had no desire to go over there anyway. Fuck Oregon.
All
But
the
that's the
fucking
point.
Rocky Mountains and shit. All that shit. That's where all the spooky fucking
Twilight.
Yeah.
That's where Twilight
p.m.
took
now,
place.
so already I know I'm going to have to navigate this forest at night in the dark, even if it's just for a little bit at the end. And if I go
That's
all the way to
crazy.
the lake and then come
set
all
yourself.
the way back to the car, I'm going to be in the forest after dark for quite a while, maybe up to an hour. And she's thinking, I'm confident I can do that, but it's also pouring rain, I'm cold. If I get lost, this could turn into a very bad situation. And so she ultimately decides that even though she really wants to keep going,
She needs to turn around. She needs to head back. And so she turns around and she walks back up alongside this east-west running river to where the stream fed into that river. She turns and begins walking south along this stream, headed back towards the car. On her walk, because the visibility was starting to get quite bad because it was so dark, she had her head down at the ground because she didn't want to trip. She's stepping on rocks, she's stepping on muddy areas. She wants to make sure her footing is solid. And so her head is down, the rain is pounding all around her, and she's walking for about 15 minutes when all of a sudden something hits her in the top of the head. And so reflexively, she looks up and kind of puts her hands in front of her face to protect herself, and she sees what she had just run into. It was the beaver corpse. It was hanging from a string that was dangling off a branch right above her. And this beaver's head had been...
No, you're done. You're done. Kiss your ass goodbye, bro. This motherfucker's fucking with me now. Now I'm twisting my own neck. Damn that. Nah, bro.
You walked up into some voodoo ritual shit, bro.
No, I'm saying though.
No, that's what
You're
it is.
done.
That's what it is. You're
you're
done. You're
done.
cooked.
Like you
You're
didn't.
sacrifice, bud.
You didn't see the markings on the tree, bitch. What are we talking about?
You're the sacrifice, bud.
Nah,
Why
bro.
don't you, go stand in that circle of rocks right there for me.
That's a wild statement. I believe. Whoa, hell nah, bro.
It's next to that nice ass river you like so much.
Elvira says that is what's wrong with people. She also says missing all the red flags.
Bella definitely colorblind.
That's real.
That's real as fuck. Nah, that's real. This been mad colorblind.
She seemed like the type to only season her food with salt too. Like based off of this behavior, I'm not even gonna sit here in front.
That's crazy. All the red flags, and she still passes all of them just to go to a lake.
Yeah, that's
and what?
crazy.
Look at it for 5 minutes and then walk
Right,
back.
to look at the lake. Go
And
on
she's
Google
like,
Maps.
and she
Go on
said
Google Earth.
she literally said she was 20 minutes away from the lake too.
VR that motherfucker. What the hell? Put on your Oculus and Google Maps that motherfucker. Go to Street View. Zillow.
And the head had been stitched onto the front paws of this beaver. And so she's looking at this beaver that's dangling from this rope. It's carrying its own head, and she's walked square into it. And her first reaction was basically to gag. She was going to vomit. She was so disgusted. And then she began frantically rubbing at her hair where this thing had made contact with her, because there could be juices from the decomposition that got on her. And then after
That's what you're worried about? We're worried about juices. Bro.
She got beaver juice on her.
I never worried about beaver juice.
I'm gonna keep that comment to myself. We gotta keep it PG-13 around here.
Her beaver juice.
Oh man, like watermelon. Go ahead.
That's I don't want to imagine that shit. Shut the fuck up, nigga. What the fuck?
I think it's watermelon, sir. All right.
Yes.
All right.
frantically kind of patting at her head for a second, she stops, and something really terrifying dawns
Smoke
on
by the
her.
lead is
Whoever
all the
strung
time.
this beaver up to the
Traumatized
stream and
never
stitched
did.
its head onto its paws, they had done that in the last 30 minutes. Because 30 minutes earlier, when she was on her way in, she remembered passing the beaver carcass on the ground. She saw it. It had not moved from where it was the week before when she first saw it, and now this beaver is strung up in the tree.
Week?
Wait.
A week?
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Nah, bro.
That's crazy.
Nah, hell nah.
What?
Nope. Wait. A week. You telling me, and you went back? You deserve it's about to happen to your ass. What the fuck are we talking about? I thought this happened within the first.
I thought
first
this
hour.
was all the same fuck.
Day, yeah. I thought that too.
That's crazy fucking
That's
work. You
crazy
deserve everything that's
work.
about to happen to your ass too. I don't feel bad no
Why
more.
are you outside for a week? Like, you ain't even homeless. Why are you outside for a week, nigga? What?
No,
You don't like your bed? You don't like your house? You want to smell like outside, bro? That's crazy. So
This shit been during the fall time where you're not really sweating, but even then, bro.
week? Nah, you must stink, bro. What? That's crazy. You walking around with miasma, nigga. Plants wilting when you walk by. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Man.
Bro,
Bees stop buzzing, birds stop
Well, like
chirping.
crazy
CC
word.
said, if there's not
That's
like
crazy.
CC said, if there's not a shower, I ain't out there.
That's crazy.
I don't know
boy.
why she's trying to front and shit. She'd be out there for a whole month. What you talking about, bro? Have twigs and everything up in her hair and shit. What the fuck are we talking about?
Walk around with whole landfill ass, bro. That's crazy, nigga. What are you doing?
That's a wild statement.
What the fuck? Extra sensory perception, and I mean sense in the sense of you smell like ass, bro. That's crazy.
Oh man,
That's crazy. That nigga put that beaver up as ass repellent. What the fuck? Stank repellent, dank repellent, must repellent. What the fuck? That's crazy.
And so as the wheels are turning in Bella's head, she realizes that if someone has just done this, then they are probably nearby. And at this
Bella's
point,
dead.
it's
She
really
in
starting to
purgatory.
get dark. The
That's what I'm
rain
saying.
is
Bella,
pounding all
That's what
around her.
Elvira said.
And she starts whipping her head around, looking in all directions to see if there's someone out there
Bella did some
that
shrooms.
did this. But as she's looking, all she sees is just dark forest in all directions. And she knows she's at least 1 hour, even if she runs from her car. And so
You better start
suddenly-
running for 1 hour.
Oh, you're fucked. Oh, you're fucked. You're beyond fucked. An hour to the car. Running, bro. Running. We're not talking about walking. We're talking about running. You're fucked.
She's Buzz.
Why would she?
Buzz Light.
Why would she go that far
Buzz
by
Light
herself?
fucked. Nah, that's crazy. To infinity and beyond. Fucked. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy.
That, man, that demon about to come out the woods like they
She
did
is
in the
totally
Conjuring
panicked.
3 and twist
And
their
in an effort to
shit.
calm
I
herself
honestly think
down,
she could be
she says
dead.
to herself, okay, I need to get out of here, but I have to walk. If I start running right now, this is going to turn into a complete nightmare. I just have to try to walk. And so she walks around this dangling beaver corpse and starts walking along the stream. And as soon as she's past that corpse, she feels the hairs on the back of her neck stand up. She can hear movement behind her. She doesn't know what it is. It could be a deer, it could be some animal, but she's too afraid to turn around. And even though she was trying to tell herself to calm down, just keep walking, you're safe, you're freaking yourself out, everything is okay, as she's walking, she could feel herself starting to speed up until finally she was just running down this stream, sprinting actually away from this beaver and whatever it was that was moving around in that area. And at some
That's
point, she got
crazy.
so winded from sprinting so fast that she came to a stop, maybe 5 or 6 minutes after seeing this beaver. And as soon as she comes to a stop and she's walking, she still hasn't turned around yet, she hears the sound of that bell. And right away, it's the exact same sound she had heard the week before. It's that kind of constant, sporadic sound of someone ringing a bell. But in her panic state, she doesn't know where it's coming from. She's so scared. Her anxiety is so high. She doesn't know if it's behind her or if it's off to the side. It's now completely dark out. And so she is full-blown terrified. There is someone...
You deserve everything that's about to happen to you. But,
Yeah, a week. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fully deserved. You earned it.
oh, y'all got a little announcement up in there, bro. Y'all gotta. That's all y'all.
Maybe she's sharing
Yo,
her location.
Oh, maybe she's sharing her location. Brika, yo, the server is ready. Yes, Brika!
Thank you.
I've transferred ownership to Boyardee. Oh, then sacrifices need to be made. All right, Brika, thank you, brother. I will hit you up in the DMs pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
Because we definitely got to talk.
Yes, yeah.
Elvira, it took a week for it to get dark. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The bitch is dead. She died. She died.
Elvira always said she in purgatory.
Yeah, she in purgatory. I need to be in there. Oh, yeah, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We finna fill her up. Fill the scored up.
Pause.
No
Pause
pause.
that pause. No pause.
Hard
you can
pause.
pause on that. Go find your foreskin walker out there.
That's crazy work. That's wild work. What the fuck, nigga?
Oh man. Oh,
Oh,
man,
shit.
that's crazy.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy fucking work.
He said it's officially yours. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes, sir. We'll
Brika.
definitely get with you in the DM so we can talk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then
thank you, brother.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Brika.
you work hard for us. We saw the snippets that you did, so definitely it's not gonna go unrewarded, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. We appreciate you for doing that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Much love, Brika.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you,
Much love,
sir.
Brika.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Now we officially have the triple T.
Yeah, Triple T Discord.
All right.
Officially live.
Call being a mod off the rip. I'm not even gonna sit
Oh,
here.
facts.
Unlimited power. Fuck around.
Unlimited. What?
He
Yup.
said unlimited power.
Unlimited. More power. Oh man! All right, let's round this off.
Or something behind her that has strung this beaver up that's probably watching her, and she can't see them. Even though she's beyond winded, she can barely breathe, she just starts sprinting as fast as she can. And as she's stumbling and falling on the rocks and tripping because she's not really looking where she's going,
Brian,
in the background
I'll get with you about
around
that.
her, she's hearing this bell chiming, and she's hearing something moving around in the woods behind her, and she pulls her phone out of her pocket, her iPhone, and as she's running, she dials her father, she puts the phone to her ear, she's crying, she's panting, she can barely breathe. Her father picks up, and she's so relieved to hear his voice, but she can't even make a sentence. She just starts crying and wailing and pleading with him, "Dad, come out to the forest. Meet me at the spot where the trail veers away from the stream. Meet me there. There's someone in the forest that's chasing me, and I can't see them." Her father, on the other end of the phone, he didn't know what to make of this, but he could hear the primal fear in his daughter's voice. And so he didn't ask any questions. He said, "Stay on the line. I'm coming to meet you right now." So Bella's father and mother, with Bella on the line, they run out of their house. They hop in their car. They speed the couple miles down the road. They park next to their daughter's car. And as they're running into the woods, they can hear way off in the woods the sound of the bell. They can hear the bell. They hear their daughter screaming on the phone. They can hear the bell coming through the phone, and she's begging them to please come into the woods, come in here, save me. And so the parents
So we can die together. Yeah.
No. Who the fuck is we, nigga? No, we. You're done. I'm sorry. As soon as you would go, I'm stranded in the woods. Click. No, sorry, done. No, hell nah, bro. Fuck that. We didn't make this whole shirt. It's right here. Who is we?
So we can die together. Yeah. Dad, we going to purgatory together.
No, there's no we. It's me and there is you. You going solo.
Yourself, nigga. This is a solo mission. This is a single player game campaign.
The parents run into the woods and they begin running up the stream. Meanwhile, Bella, who's way out in the woods, she's still 10 or 15 minutes away from her parents. She is barely able to run at this point. She's exhausted almost all of her energy, and as she's getting closer and closer to her parents, the sporadic bell sound is getting louder and louder and louder, like whatever it is gaining on her, and she can hear behind her all these sticks and branches. They're breaking as if something is coming up to her, and finally...
What that reminds me of, in all honesty, I'm not even trying to be funny or anything. The Conjuring universe, bro. Annabelle, The Conjuring, all that. When a demon would just sit here and sprint at you. Matter of fact, Annabelle Creations. When the bitch shot that ball gun and everything, and it just lifted the ball and then darted at her. That's what that reminds me
just
of.
ran straight.
You're done. What are you doing?
Or like, what was it, Mama? The way she was swimming through the floor and then or she was at the end of the fucking hallway or some shit like that.
Oh, and she's like,
and she just started, and then just runs to her. I was like, fuck that. TV was already turned off and I was under the covers, waking up to my alarm. Shit was crazy. I don't remember the rest of that movie.
I'd have put on Miss Sunny's Packed Friends and everything. I need to watch something friendly.
It's a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Immediately. That's immediately what was
MOUSE.
It was the alternate ending.
That's real.
Mouse tools, guys.
Finally, when it feels like this bell is right behind her head, she just kind of stops in defeat. She's too far away from her parents.
Accept it. Let it happen.
And so it was almost like she had to turn around and finally look at whatever it was that was behind her. And so terrified beyond words, Bella, who can barely breathe, she's so scared and so tired, she slowly turns around. Now, when she turns around and she's facing the other direction, she's looking across this clearing. She just happened to run past this clearing, and because it was a clearing, there was a little bit of moonlight that was coming down through the trees, just enough to illuminate this space that was about 50 feet wide. And as she's looking across this clearing, at first she doesn't see anything, and then this tall dark figure walks into the clearing, and as soon as it steps in, she can see it's got a bell at its waist, and with every step it took, it would violently ring the bell, causing the ringing sound. And so this thing starts moving into the clearing, and as Bella is staring at it, it was like time slowed down. She could not process what she was looking at. She didn't know what she was looking at. All she knew is whatever or whoever this is, they're coming straight at me. And so Bella suddenly got this unbelievable adrenaline rush. It was like her body
body went into autopilot to save her, and she turned around and began sprinting faster than she'd ever sprinted in her life. And as she ran, all she could hear was the sound of that bell, which she now knew represented steps this thing was taking. And so the bell was getting faster and faster and louder, and she knew it was gaining on her, and she began lying and screaming out loud that, "I'm on the phone with the police, they're right up ahead, they're gonna be here any moment." But whatever it was that was behind her, they
didn't give a shit. I'm supernatural, nigga.
Second by second. Meanwhile, her parents had made it to the meeting spot.
Straight from the underground,
Father,
literally.
He
What
felt
the
like,
fuck?
sit here, and he just starts charging into the woods. He can hear his daughter screaming. He can hear this bell getting louder and louder, and he just starts running towards it. And sure enough, seconds later, he sees his daughter come bounding out of the forest, and she leaps into his arms. He just grabs her, turns around, and runs with her back to the meeting spot. He grabs his wife, and the three of them just charge out of the forest, back to the parking lot, back in their car, and they speed off. In the car, all of them are crying. They don't know what to make of what just happened. Bella's trying to describe it, but she can't. And her parents, they had been on the phone listening to their daughter screaming, and all they kept saying to each other, the parents, was, "I heard the bell. I heard the bell. I heard."
No shit, dumbass. I was there. How are you gonna tell me about some shit that you didn't even see? What are we talking about? Secondly, what the fuck are they crying for? I should be the one crying. What the fuck?
This is my moment, Dad. You didn't see what was out there.
And she learned that. And she learned that day. She learned that day never to go in the woods alone.
So they was out there. So she was camping with her family. So they was out there for a week.
No, she wasn't camping with her family. The dad was at home with the wife.
And they just pulled up.
She was on her own.
We need to rewind so we know the story to this shit, because we jumped ahead and that's the issue. We don't know shit. This is bullshit.
Elvira said it's actually her dad the whole time, right? Because like it's a Mickey Mouse crack house. Come inside, there's crack inside.
Out in those woods that was trying to do harm to their child. They would drive straight to the police station where Bella would file a report about what she experienced out in the forest. And then afterwards, her parents, as a precaution, took her to the hospital where she was determined to be okay, besides some bumps and bruises from falling down. The following morning, the police went out.
White people always tripping over some shit that ain't there.
Where she had been, and they searched all along that animal foot trail and all along the stream, but they never found any sign of this dark figure with the bell. Bella would tell police that she had a handbag, and as she was running back, she dropped the bag. She remembered where she dropped it along the stream, but when the police went to that area, the bag was gone. Also, the beaver was no longer there. It was not tied up to the tree, it was not on the ground, it was gone. The only thing police found that was out of the ordinary was they found a little ways off from the stream, basically along the path that Bella would have been running on, they found a t-shirt neatly folded, placed underneath a rock. But the police and Bella and her family have no idea what that signifies. Ultimately, the police told Bella and her family that more than likely what she ran into was some kind of mentally unstable person that was living out in the woods, and perhaps when Bella came into the woods, they felt like she was on their property, and so they kind of tried to scare her off. But Bella has a hard time
explaining it away.
She felt like, as she was running from whoever was behind her, that she was in mortal danger. That had it not been for her father running into the woods and literally grabbing her and running with her the rest of the way, that she may not have gotten out of the woods at all. That she might have been attacked and killed by whoever this was. She also can't help, when she looks back at the entire experience, thinking about that moment when she turned around and looked across that clearing and saw this figure come into the moonlight for the first time. That when it came into the moonlight, the way it was moving, the steps it was taking, they weren't normal, they were abnormal. There was just something off about this thing's movement, that it didn't seem like she was looking at a person, but rather some big animal. But regardless, since her ordeal, there have been no strange sightings out in those woods. However, almost no one ever goes in those woods except for Bella and her family, and Bella and her family, they don't go in those woods anymore.
That was your first mistake.
Whoever or whatever is out there is still just out there.
Yeah, that was your first mistake. Oh, good shit.
In case you haven't...
Good shit.
Get out me swamp. Get out me swamp.
That was some good shit, bro.
Good shit, bro.
Yes, sir.
Crazy work. So what's the lesson we learned here? Whenever you plan a trip, hold the mayo.
Fuck, nigga.
Hold the mayo.
You're not gonna SpongeBob my shit, nigga. All right, what the fuck? You think you're sweet? What are we talking about? First of all, I got so many questions when it comes down to this one, the Bell one. A week, or was it?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she was in the woods for a week.
I didn't think she was out there that long.
I'm gonna rewind that shit. Hold on, I got answers. I got questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, I didn't think she was.
Unless they said she came back a week later and it was still there.
Seen anywhere in this forest or near this lake were other members of her family, so it really felt very private. So in June,
damn it, hold up.
Bella really enjoyed being
so
in
it's a
these woods
forest
and
that's
being at
near
this
her
lake
house.
was because it just kind of felt like they were hers. Because up until this summer in 2019, the only other people that Bella had ever seen anywhere in this forest or near this lake were other members of her family. So it really felt very private. So in June of that year, Bella comes home from college, and almost immediately she wants to go out to the man-made lake because she hasn't been in months. She's been in school, and so she's eager to get back to some place that she kind of considered to be her happy place. So one morning she gets up early, and by herself she leaves her house, she hops in her car, she drives the couple miles down the road, she pulls off onto that shoulder, she parks her car, she hops out, she turns away from the road, she walks into the forest, she finds the stream and starts walking along that animal path right to the side of the stream. She walks for a few minutes until she reaches the point where the trail kind of cuts to the left, and she just stays on the stream and is just continuing walking along the stream. And about 30 minutes later, when she was maybe 1 or 2 miles short of the east-west running river, she hears a bell somewhere off in the distance, way out in front of her, out towards the river. It sounds just like a chime, a single chime. And as soon as she hears it, she stops because there's never any people out here ever, and that bell sound came from somewhere in the forest. And so she stops because she's not really sure if she actually heard that, because it could have just been her mind playing tricks on her or something. And so she stops and just kind of listens for a second, and then she starts to hear this bell just continuously start ringing.
We're gonna have to go a little bit forward because it's gonna be a minute.
It was constant, but it was kind of sporadic, as if you were holding a bell and kind of ringing it randomly, like you might see at a sports game. And so she's thinking to herself, is there a dog that got lost somewhere up ahead and it's got a bell on its collar, and that box got on the river and it's floated down river and it's like crashing into rocks?
Yeah, we don't want to
see whatever it was that was causing this bell sound. And so Bella just began walking along the stream again, kind of listening to this bell and thinking about what it was going to be. And after about 5 minutes of her starting to walk again, the bell just stops. It goes totally silent.
Yeah, it's going to be a minute before it gets to the week.
For it, there had to be. And so she just kind of shrugged and kept on walking and put her focus back on getting to the lake. About 10 or 15 minutes later, Bella was still...
It's going to be a minute because remember it's going to be a while before she sees the beaver, and then it does
and then it's a week later.
Yeah, so
it's after she sees.
Yeah, because remember she's home from college, so she does go back out there every single day.
Okay, so she went back out
2
there.
2 miles of the road.
Yeah, so but a week later that beaver was still there.
Okay,
right.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Either way, nigga, what are we doing? No, bro, hell no. I'm going out there with my gun at least. What the hell?
Tight shit. That's what I'm saying. Because this is something that's like 2 miles up the road.
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
Place you've been to your whole life.
Yeah, and they're it's family
you know what I'm
owned.
saying?
Yeah,
You're not really expecting nothing different. But now I understand how the parents were able to get there
so fast.
Yeah. Right, I got you.
We got 2 more comments.
2 more comments. Odin says, Dad, I would have ran in there with my pew pew and got my daughter. Running, start unleashing everything I got it type shit. Not mentally unstable. What if she was the schizo who took some drugs and just went on a bad trip?
Yeah.
All signs point to a bad trip. Them Caucasians just take anything.
That's in Oregon that we're talking
could have
about.
been a badass shroom trip, bro. She came from college, brought some goodie bags home, brought a tab, something. And then she said,
because her backpack went missing.
Right,
bro.
and then you usually, right?
That's that booger sugar. What you talking about?
Like when I used to do shrooms, I'd go into the forest. You see what I'm saying? Be with nature, see the shapes, broken symmetry, shit like that. See the trees move, see the ground breathe. type shit. If you have a bad trip, you're fucked.
Yeah, you're
See
right.
the
That's what I
ground
say.
breathe. That's crazy
Oh, yeah.
work. Nah,
Yes,
I don't
yeah.
want to see that shit. What the,
Yeah, what the fuck? It's a
Wait.
very enlightening experience. What
the fuck it is? No, be there. I don't want to see that shit. Nah, bro.
Nigga, I'm talking about on the trip.
I
That
don't-
could be anywhere. You could be in your house and see the ground breathe.
I see that shit, bro. That's the first of all, that'll be the worst place for it to happen. You know how many damn
Smoke.
weapons?
Nah, Smoke. You can't do no psychedelics. You
Yeah,
what?
yeah, he's got too many weapons.
You'd
in the
have
house.
a badass fucking trip. If you would freak out seeing the ground breathe, you can't do no fucking psychedelics.
I would be 1-0 against the fucking ground. I'll tell you that. What the fuck? Damn that. Nope.
Remember, you shoot through the ground. Murder!
Hey man, you should have been there. What the fuck?
Oh man.
Word.
But no, that was amazing, bro. That was amazing.
Type shit, man. Smoke, thank you, brother.
You got anything that you want to share with the?
Yeah, man. We saw earlier you did a little sneak preview. You know, we've been leading with.
Are you saving it for later?
No,
We've
bro.
been crying and
This was already announced in the Discord, bro. Days ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I announced this already. Everybody knows it already. But for everybody that doesn't, we finally got merch and shit. So, who is we? And one of my famous lines, count your days, bro. What are we talking about?
days.
Now,
We love it.
That's what's
shout
up.
out
That's
to the Reaper Army and everything. I forgot which one of you was the one that made this design, but
That's awesome.
I was the one. I decided to sit here and put it on a hoodie. And when I mentioned that we finally have them, I haven't stopped getting DMs yet, bro. They keep hitting me up like, yo, when are you gonna make them and everything, yo? When are you gonna officially drop them?
Yes,
So
sir.
right now we're just in
Congrats,
development.
brother.
We're trying out different fabrics and everything because my thing is, if I'm going to sit here and drop it, I want to make sure that it's good quality, not trash.
Gotcha.
That's me
Type
personally.
shit.
So
We ain't trying to make a quick buck.
it might be next year when it actually starts pushing out and everything, but
That's what's up.
it's here. So
All right.
I will let y'all know when we officially start dropping everything.
Good shit, bro. Good
But-
shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
That
love
was behind the scenes production. Y'all have no idea how busy I've been since the last time I was on here, bro. Like,
it. We see you work. We catch snippets, but we know you grinding, brother. We know you grinding.
I
We
mean,
know you grinding.
none of y'all niggas can ever say nothing anymore. The Reaper's finally an educated man. So, you know, it only took 277 fucking years, but that's besides
There
the
you go.
damn point. All right, we good.
Congrats, brother. Fuck yeah.
That's what's up, bro.
Oh,
Keep pushing.
Real shit.
Keep
We only
pushing.
go up.
A
Only go up.
quick announcement for everybody that's been hitting me up because they want to know about the moonshine and everything. That's coming November.
Okay.
Trust me, I gotta say, it doesn't take much to sit here and make it. It's fucking easy. But I got everything here. All the bottles, all the corks, everything. So I'll let you guys know when I sit here and start dropping that as well.
Yeah, that's what's
Trust
up. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
I'm-
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all gonna
We
see.
got a lot to look forward to, brother. We
All
got
right,
a lot
all
to look
right, all
forward
right.
to.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Baldhead.
And also, after this live, I gotta talk to y'all about something. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta tell y'all for right
We
now.
love it.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
love it.
For sure. For sure.
Thank you, Smoke. Appreciate you, man. You gave us some good quality content today.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Who is we?
Even though-
Where no be there
Who is
content?
we?
What the fuck are we talking about?
No be there content. Hey
No
man.
be there.
Yeah.
No be there type shit.
Hey, when we put this on audio on all the listening platforms, maybe some people will learn what to do and what not to do in certain situations. Especially listening to all three black people on here. So
Real shit. Real shit.
Indeed.
We cover the whole spectrum.
if not, then
You're fuck. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Jeff.
Guys, if you want to watch our ugly mugs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and now YouTube Music. We also have our YouTube channel, one word, Tabletop Topics, our Triple T's Clips channel, and our TikTok. So if you click on the link, it'll take you directly to the episodes, and of course, we have timestamps so you can navigate throughout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and of course, leave us a comment. Again, guys, thank you again for joining us at the Tabletop. You have a good night, weekend, evening, and day, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
See ya. Thank you, Elvira, Odin, Brika. Yes, sir. Snot. We love it. Thank you guys for showing
Odin!
up. We love
Bro.
it. CC, Debo, appreciate you stopping by.
Yep.
Much love, all love.
Bro, shout out
Y'all take
Reaper
it
Army,
easy.
bro. Shout out
Shouts
Reaper
out
Army.
Reaper Army.
Yeah, good.
Always coming through, always pulling up. It's always love, man.
Good night,
I'm excited
guys.
for the
Good night.
future.
Yep.
Until then, guys,
Until next time.
y'all have a good night.
They were my best friends growing up.
From Black Can.
And I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared too.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That was
Whoa,